Hello, how's it going? Just sage in the place real quick. Clear your energy there. Mine as well. Okay. All right. So what's going on today, you guys? I'm going to be doing a spin the wheel thing again. Let me move this. I'm going to be doing spin the wheel again. So we'll add 10 people to the list. I'm sorry. We'll add as many as we can to the list. We'll add everybody to the list as they come and keep spinning. What's up, you guys? And we're going to pick 10 questions, okay? So let's see. Let me grab this little thing. Kind of need that for the spin the wheel thing. Okay. So everybody, please look in the description, like before we do this, because I'm gonna need you to understand the rules so that we can enjoy the best time possible. Is that cool? Is that fair? I think that's fair. So please check that out if you haven't already. So you can kind of understand how it goes tonight. And if you've been here before, then you probably already know. But if you haven't, then it's going to be important for you to check that out. Okay? All right. So let's start with all right. Okay. So far I have Melanie, Desiree, Jakari, Sahu, Rid, Tamor, Blissful, Jenna, Fantasy, Blair, GGC, and Aries. And Stephanie. Okay? So if anyone else comes on, oh. And Shrobana. So I'm going to add these ones to the list. Just give me a second to do that, please, and then we'll start. And you guys, again, if you haven't read the description already, please go ahead and do that right now so that you can kind of understand how this thing goes so that we can run smoothly, okay? Okay, yeah, I think that's everybody. All right, so as you can see down here, I'll switch over here to us so that you guys can see what I'm doing over here. So here's the wheel. Let me put my ringer on so you can hear it. Is that good? Yeah. Okay, so we'll do it like this. Misha. Okay, Misha got you as well. Misha, okay. So you guys can see, I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to shuffle this a few times, okay? See how it's changing the names down here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now we'll spin. So Stephanie. Do we have Stephanie here still? We'll give her 30 seconds. This is the 30-second thing. You may have read about it in the, oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, Stephanie. So pick a pile for yourself here. Gotcha. How does Anthony feel about me? Go ahead and pick a pile here. The pink ones? Okay, gotcha. Oops. Okay, you guys, I do not do reversals, so this is how it's going to go for now. I wonder if you can... No, we can't zoom in. Okay, so I'll just show you like this then. The Strength card, that means Leo. It doesn't have to mean Leo, though. It can just mean there's strong feelings, possibly. Let's see what this is talking about. In regards to his feelings for you. How does Anthony feel about me? Okay. You're a Leo. Nice. How does he feel about her? Okay. So we also have Capricorn and Pisces here. It doesn't have to mean Pisces is involved or Capricorn, but I'm just saying that's what these cards mean. But okay, so either he thinks you're toxic or he thinks maybe he's attracted to you, but also, you know, he's a bit confused about you, I would say. I think he thinks that you are, either you're sending mixed messages to him or he just doesn't understand you really exactly. You know, he doesn't really understand what you're about. Maybe you're a bit of a mystery to him. But I would say that he's attracted. I don't really think it's about toxicity since we have the Strength card here too. It seems more like it's about, you know, a sexual kind of attraction, you know. But he also might see you as a little bit lost or a little bit in the clouds, as, you know, just saying kind of like you're not always here. Not that you're like dumb, but just that you're kind of like a little dreamy-ish, you know, just kind of like have your head in the clouds kind of thing. Or he sees it as like your mixed messages. You're sending mixed messages. You're very mysterious. You're kind of confusing him. And I think he also sees you as taking on a lot, you know, taking on a lot for yourself and maybe even taking on a lot from others. But I think he is attracted to you. I think he's just a bit confused about you. I mean, truly, it seems like he isn't really sure what to think, you know, because he just sees these different things in you and he's kind of wondering why you take on so much. And, you know, maybe he even sees you as a bit strong. taking on a lot, you know. But also, yeah, I think he is into you because we have the lovers here. That's Gemini, but it doesn't have to mean Gemini. That's just what the card means. But it also means, you know, a loving, you know, a lover situation like that. So it could be that, you know, he is interested in you in a big way, wants to date you or something like that. You know, he does see you in that way like you see him. So that's cool. But you know, basically he just I would kind of figure out what that's about. Like, why is he confused about you, you know? And why, what is it? Are you sending him mixed messages, or is it just that, like, are you doing that on purpose, or are you not aware of that? But, you know, basically it's just saying, like, you're a bit mysterious to him. I think he wants to find out more, though, and I think he probably will try to do that. So I would say he's interested, he's attracted sexually, and he thinks he's a bit confused about you. Sometimes that could be okay, though. I mean, he doesn't know you that well yet, I guess, right? So that's kind of normal, I guess. But yeah, no, you're a bit of a mystery. Maybe that's what keeps him, like, interested. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, basically, is what I'm saying. But it could be if it, like, kept happening and he still couldn't understand who you were, that might turn into something that's kind of, like, not really what we'd want. But, you know, for now, it just seems like he's interested and a little intrigued, you know? Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. All right. So now let's go with the next person. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo! Okay, GGC. Is GGC with us still? Okay, so we'll give them 30 seconds. Here, now I can show you guys what I'm talking about with that. Okay, so do we have GGC with us now? Yeah. Okay. Is the person I have in my mind? What? Okay. One more time. One more time with that question. I'm kind of confused about it. Is the person I have on my mind my person? Okay. Okay, and which pile would you like, GGC? Which deck? Okay, go ahead and pick one of these, GGC. This one? Okay. Okay. Okay, so is this person your person? Is this person that's on her mind her person? That she's going to be with, or that she should be with, or is this a person for her? What do we need to know about this person that's on her mind, basically, for her? What do we need to know about it? Tell me if this is a good person for her to date or not, or if, you know, if this is a soulmate, basically, or if this is somebody that's right for her. Tell me if this is someone right for her to date. Tell me if this person's good for her. Hi, Garima. Okay. So we have the Fool. I'm going to put the other ones back because that's too many. So we have the Fool here. So that could mean basically, you know, this is an exciting new thing for you. It could be short-lived, but let's see where this goes. It might just mean it's something new and exciting for you. It doesn't mean it's going to be short-lived. That's just kind of what I'm picking up on. Let's see what the other cards say here. What is this relationship? Okay. They could be a younger earth sign. They could be a Leo. And I'm getting also fire with a Fool here. So it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn that is younger than you. But if not any of those things, and we're talking about something that is, it's new and exciting for you. That's good. That's fun. You know, why not go for it? Basically is what the Fool's saying. But also it's kind of like a bit of naivety. Like you might jump in. Maybe it's not such a good idea to just jump in, but for the most part, it seems like it's exciting and a bit stable here. Like maybe it's like not like it's in the works of becoming a stable thing. Like there is definitely strength. So maybe you guys can make it long lasting. Like if you're able to do that with two partners. So I feel like it could end up like that. It just depends on kind of the middle area here. Like, are you guys going to actually be able to stick it out? You know, are you going to do what you need to do to be strong and keep each other going with this relationship? You know, so, you know, because many things happen in relationships and people in their personal lives, things happen. So it's like, you know, can you keep each other strong? Can you keep each other, you know, lifting each other up and just being there for each other to keep the relationship going and to be good enough? So it is, you know, obviously depending on you both. So, you know, that's obvious. But here it's just saying, I think that there is potential for it to be something, you know, long lasting, but it is going to depend on if you guys are willing to put in that effort in a practical way. So, I mean, I don't really think anyone is ever like for another person necessarily unless, you know, you can make that happen. And I feel like you can here, but I also feel like there is the potential to not be able to make that happen. You know, the cards are saying basically what you would need to do is focus on the practical things that you guys both need in your lives and see if you can like work together on that and stay strong and stay long lasting. But you know, it might not happen that way. It just depends on what you guys are both willing to do. But let's see kind of what their potential that they could bring into this relationship could be. What would they offer to the relationship? Okay, that's good. Hope. I would say nurturing and care, and at the same time, they kind of, I feel like either they can read you pretty well, like they're understanding, empathetic, and will understand like how you feel. Like they don't really need to ask. They can kind of just get you. And also, so like very supportive. We have cups here. Even though they're Aries, I usually wouldn't think of them as so emotional, but it seems more like go out. Sorry about that. So it's okay. He's fine. So yeah, so basically this person could be very understanding towards you. They kind of get you without having to ask. They kind of don't have to say much. They kind of just get it. You know what I mean? Oh, they're a Pisces moon. Interesting. Yep. There you go. So yeah, that's definitely empathetic or understanding of how you feel without really having to ask or talk about it. It's kind of just like they know what to do and what to say, or like how you know what's going on. And so I feel like they're very understanding of you, and also they could bring a lot of like lightheartedness to the situation, like a lot of hope here, a lot of like good positive energy, like have faith in us. Like basically they're very they're confident in the situation. They're not like jealous or anything. I don't think that's what I'm seeing it as. You know, they're seeing it as more of like they bring positivity to the situation and understanding. And so what do you bring to the situation? Okay, interesting. So you bring a lot of like action, forward moving, you know, like where are we going? Where are we headed with this? Like what are we actually doing? And I feel like that's a good thing, but at the same time, they're kind of feeling like a little left out in the cold. You know, you're bringing this to the relationship. So I feel like, you know, you're bringing a bit of distance, or you're bringing a bit of detached energy. Like maybe, you know, you're so focused on the future that it's like you're basically kind of leaving. There's not much time for like quality time. You know, I don't know what your attachment type is, but you know, if you have you know, trouble connecting with people and getting close, like you may not think you do, and you might, I mean, maybe you don't. But the thing is, you know, there could be a little bit of neglect here, and it's not necessarily that you're trying to do that, but it could just come out, it could just come off that way to them, because they're so positive and involved and trying to like, you know, be strong for you guys, and you were kind of trying to like make shit happen. But to you, you see it as, you know, the magician. You are making shit happen. You want to manifest a lot of things. You have a lot of ideas you want to make happen, and you have a lot of plans and schedules and things that you're trying to do. And that's just how you are. That's just how you work. That's just how you operate. So they are more on the like giving to you. Like it seems like they're more focused on you, and you're more focused on you guys, but you're not focused on like you guys as a team. You're more focused on like, what can I do to help us, you know? And so you're kind of focused over here, and he's more focused on you. So it might kind of feel a bit neglectful to him, but just to keep that in mind, you know? But it seems like you are trying to take a lot of action for the relationship. I don't think that you're trying to neglect him, but it seems like, you know, this could come up. And so try to understand, though, that it's not really like you're doing anything wrong on purpose. Like you're not trying to do that. Like you're really trying to make shit happen for you guys, but he might see it differently because he's kind of very focused on you. So and trying to do things with you all the time, and like share with you, and like, you know, ask you what you think, you know, and you're kind of like, okay, I already know what I need to do, and this is going to be good for us. So he's kind of not really thinking in the same way, and he might think you're kind of doing things independently and away from him, but it's not necessarily for that, you know. So it could be yeah, it could be that you're kind of just so focused on like, what can we do for this? How can I make it better, and how can I progress this relationship by doing something? So it's not a bad thing, but it could end up feeling like a little like this to him. So just keep that in mind, okay? If that does come up, then you can kind of explain it. Like, no, I'm doing this for us though, you know, so don't worry. I'm not trying to neglect you. It's just how I operate, it's just how I am. And I'm doing this for us, so don't hate me for it. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. Which is funny because I would think Aries would kind of need to be a little bit more vulnerable, but you never know. I guess we have to look at the whole chart, right? We can't just say that off knowing their sun sign. So interesting reading. So Okay, so do we have new people here? I think we had a few more. Okay, so I got all you guys earthy vibes as well. So let's spin again. Woo! Is Garima here? We'll give her 30 as well. Okay. Let's see if we've got Garima here. No, Buzz. Sorry about my dog. All right. Past life reading. Okay. Shoot. Okay, we can do that. Let's do that. Okay, and then yeah, perfect. Yeah, earthy vibes, you are on the list. Don't worry about that. These bad boys. Okay. We'll leave that because it's just so cute. Okay. How do we need to know about, or what do we need to know about Garima's past life and how it's affecting our current life now? Okay, well that one just flew out. How is Garima's past life affecting her current life? Okay. Material loss. We're focusing on the top ones, okay? Okay. So this one landed in the middle. So I would say this one's more forced conversion faith. But it was kind of in the middle too, but okay. Oppression and concubine. Interesting. Interesting, okay, because we have this here saying, you know, freed. It's saying freed on imprisonment. It landed on freed, right, at the top here. But then underneath that one, we have enslavement, and it landed on concubine. So interesting. Let's see how this is going to play out. Also here we have material loss. We're focused on the top, okay? Material loss, trauma, psychological or verbal abuse, and this one landed kind of in the middle here. So grandchild is identity, and pre-Columbian Americas is the time frame. This one kind of landed in the middle too. Faith, forced conversion, and love, deceived or betrayed. Then we have freed, of course, and then another trauma is oppression. So we've had a lot of trauma here in your past life. A lot of trauma. That's kind of the basic thing that's coming up here. But also we do have the faith and identity time frame. So we can look into the time frame, we can look into the identity. Well, basically you were a grandchild. So young, maybe there was older people around a lot. So maybe you got, you know, you kind of had to like live the way they lived. Maybe that's why we have forced conversion faith, because, you know, your grandparents maybe took care of you, or maybe you were around them a lot and, you know, they had a big influence on you. So they could have been the ones to raise you. You had psychological or verbal abuse, material loss. So it's possible that they went through something that, you know, made you lose a lot. And then also they could have been very stressed about losing the material items they had, or the material, you know, the money they had. And maybe that caused them to be kind of verbally and psychologically abusive. And then, you know, as older people, they probably had a certain faith that they were involved in, and they wanted you to be involved in it as well. And then that could be the oppression as well, because it's, you know, trauma, oppression, you know, basically you had to do what they said. As a child, you kind of don't really have another choice, you know, it's just what you know, you just survive, right? You don't really think like, I don't have to listen to you. You know, sometimes we get a little defiant as children, but it's like for the most part, you listen to whoever is taking care of you, because you feel like that's what you're supposed, you know, you feel safe doing that, or that's like the way to survive, basically, right? So I'm interested in what this is about, these two. Freed and concubine. So it's kind of like, yeah, you would think it would be opposite, but let's see. Oh wait, I think I have the okay. Yeah, no, I don't have those ones. So let's see. Okay, so imprisonment and freed. So you really can't see that, can you? Okay, so freed. In a past life, you may have spent time in prison or some other form of confinement from which you were later released. For some, your freedom may have been a positive experience. For others, it may have brought new types of challenges, such as those connected to finding work, reintegrating into society, or dealing with the negative judgments of others. The archetype says, in some way, you've broken free of something that confined, controlled, or limited you. This could be a relationship, work situation, health issue, or addiction, or it could be you feel less imprisoned by specific thoughts, obsessions, emotions, or belief systems. Alternatively, if it's your emotions that have been held hostage, you could find yourself expressing them more freely. Nice. So good. So I think we're talking here about this, you know, the religion thing, right? Them kind of forcing you to do this because that's just the way they do things. They're older. They're not trying to like, the new age stuff isn't working for them. You know, they're like, nope, this is what you're going to do. This is what we do. This is how we do it in this family, stuff like that. So, yeah, that makes sense to me. And then we'll look at enslavement. I wonder if because of this, you freed yourself from the forced conversion. I don't think it's like, you know, jail. I think it's more of like, you know, the emotional side, the like way of you expressing yourself is more like you're like, screw this, I'm going to do what I want. And then that, you know, the trauma of oppression might lead you to actually getting locked up or maybe, you know, something else. Let's see. Okay. Concubine. In a past life, you may have been a concubine or sex slave. If your service was involuntary, you likely had no choice whether you wanted to leave your master or give up performing sexual services. Whether your service was voluntary or involuntary, you may have been lower in status to your master's wife or not entitled to an inheritance, and any children born out of your service were likely considered illegitimate. Okay, that's pretty gnarly. The archetype says you may tend to fall for lovers who have a marriage partner or other interests who act as a competition. The presence of a third party allows you to use your beauty, charisma, and sex appeal toward winning first place in your lover's heart. If the above doesn't apply, perhaps you tend to subjugate yourself when in a relationship, allowing your partner to have power over you and to make your decisions. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm seeing it as, it's not funny, but it's just interesting because this happens, but you're still feeling this oppression because of your upbringing here. So what's happening is, yeah, when you're older, maybe you're able to break free and be on your own, so you don't have to listen to your grandparents anymore. But then the thing is, you know, you get into relationships that are just as restricting. You know, you get into relationships with people like that. So it's kind of like, is this a reoccurring thing here? Is this something that you are kind of going through at the same time? Like, is this something that kind of like plays a part here in your life now? So it's something to think about, that maybe, we're talking about somebody who is kind of abusive towards you as you grow up. It's not your parents, right? It's your parents' parents. So that's kind of harsh as it is, but then, they're trying to force you to be the way that they want you to be. Maybe they don't have much patience, and they're kind of abusive about it. Like, no, you're going to listen. You don't really have a choice. And then it's basically saying, okay, at one point you're going to try to free yourself. The faith too, they're trying to even make you be a certain way regarding religion. So it's kind of just like you have to do what these people say, and you don't really have a say what you want, and your self-expression is not important here. You just listen and do what we want you to do. Be a good kid, and do what we want you to do. And basically here you feel very, forced into that situation. You could have grown up poor as well, or maybe somebody like stole from them, or maybe someone, somehow there was like, it doesn't really say what happened because it just says material loss. It doesn't exactly explain how. Wow. Okay, so sometimes you can look at the cards and see which ones are touching right here. And you can do that and like see what happens here and what we get. And it's interesting because here I get, for the ones that are touching, it says widow or widower, and then torture was the death, right? So these two. And so I'm wondering if maybe you get with somebody, in this life you got with someone who eventually was tortured to death, and then maybe because you guys are like living your free lives and people are not okay with that. We have to look at the time frame too. That's important because we want to know what was happening during that time that would happen. Pre-Columbian Americas. The pre-Columbian era is the period before Columbus settled America. It occurred between approximately 10,000 BC and AD 1492. This period covers the history of the indigenous cultures that existed before the Americas were given this name. Notable cultures that existed during this time include the Olmec, Teotihuacan. Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. If anyone knows, please let me know how to say that. And Mayan, Zapotec, Mixtec, Houstec, Purepcha, or Purpica, I don't know, Toltec, and Aztec. This age also witnessed growth of the knowledge of astronomy, math, pyramid building, medicine, and the creation of calendars. Interesting. So yeah, this was a while back. If you didn't agree to the religion, stop, Buzz. If you didn't agree to the religion that they wanted you to agree to, they would probably torture you to death, right? So that's probably what the guy you were with did, or your obviously husband, right? Because widow or widower. So that's what you became. I'm seeing it as, because they were tortured. So maybe, yeah, it seems like you kind of freed yourself at one point, but then it led back to, and since your husband wasn't there anymore, maybe that's how you got into this whole sex ring thing or whatever they were, making you do. Maybe because he wasn't there to protect you, right? So, or maybe he was protecting you at the time, and that's how that happened. How he died, but it seems like you guys were kind of like free thinkers and free spirited, and just didn't want to like basically do exactly what you were told. You didn't want to have to do something you didn't believe in or go for something you didn't believe in. So it kind of seems like the person you were with was more of a more like you in that way, wanting to free yourselves and just live your life the way you wanted to live it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but obviously someone saw that there was. So, part of that period was AD. So, I'm sorry, BC. So it's like, what they did to Jesus. Yeah. So torture makes sense, right? If you don't go with our religion or what we say is right, at all, then we'll kill you. So companionship, we see forced conversion. So that's how you met that's what I saw too, is that the person that you met, like this is how you met them, because you met them through the faith that you believed in. Maybe their family was the same and they made them believe in the same faith, so you met at church or whatever they had back then. You guys met, while doing religious things or whatever. You had to like meet up and, like a church does now. I'm not sure how they did it back then, but you met through your faith, and then you kind of decided together, we don't really believe in this, we should just break free of this. And right here it's funny because you're a grandchild here as well, grandchild imprisoned. So that kind of seems like it's, talking about how you felt trapped and like you just had to do what they said and you didn't really want to do that. And then here we have imprisoner and miscarried or died at birth. So I wonder if like you had another sibling that died at birth, or you had somebody who maybe it was no, it couldn't have been your parents. Duh, that would be retarded. Then you couldn't be born. But maybe they had another kid. Like I feel like maybe a sibling or something you had that died at birth, but it has to do with the person who imprisoned you for some reason. So that could mean many different things, and also concubine and escape is touching here. So I feel like, you escaped obviously, and then maybe they caught you, or maybe since it's talking about freed and then it's talking about escape, maybe you escaped and that's how you were freed. But it seems like you were freed first. Then we have oppression trauma here again. So it's kind of in location Asia. So maybe Asia somewhere, they saw you and were like, nope, we're not going to let you out of our sight. Now you're going to be our little, slave here. Yeah, that seems very traumatizing. I could see how that could play out in many different ways in your life now, but like it seems like this is a whole traumatizing situation. You didn't have that husband anymore, so it's like definitely you feel on your own, or like, and then maybe after that person, because it seems like that person wasn't the one who was the bad one for you. It seems like that was the person who had the same beliefs as you and was the one who was going to like fight for you, and they ended up dying doing that. But then it's like after this, you may attract people like that, or maybe not. But it seems like, before we got into that whole thing, it seems like that's kind of what it was trying to say, is you're going to attract people like that. I like how the concubine one explained as well, that it's not necessarily that you're like a sex slave. It's saying that, you could attract people that you have to kind of use your looks or whatever to try to get them to stay with you in competition, right? So it's interesting. It's very interesting. That was pretty in-depth and cool. I like that. I mean, that was a pretty crazy reading, but I think it's cool how it gives us all that information there. Okay. I really like these cards. That was cool. Okay. Well, I'll just leave those like that so we don't have to put those up next time. Okay. 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 Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Scratch that. There's other people I have to add, right? Okay, Lucas. And Kritika. Okay, Danny. Secrets. Kritika. Okay, and then we'll go shuffle a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now we'll start this again. Lucas. Woo! Okay, Lucas, are you here with us? Let's see here. Yes, yes. Oh, and you guys, Secrets of the Typical Emo Witch, you may see her in the comments right now. Secrets of the Typical Emo Witch. Yeah, she is a tarot reader, so go check her out. She's really cool. Go ahead and like her page, or, subscribe to her page. Go check her out. She's really cool. I want you guys to check that out. She's awesome. Very in-depth, very thorough, very good at what she does. So go check her out, please. Her name is Secrets of the Typical Emo Witch, and she is right here in the chat, so you can just go ahead and see her. There she is right there. I agree, Jenna. There she is right there. So go ahead and check her out, you guys. She's very cool. And we are on Lucas. So if Lucas is here, show yourself. And we'll give you 30 seconds to do that. So be right back. Okay. Okay. Do we have Lucas here? We do not. So we're going to go ahead and pick someone else. Okay. Oh, yeah, just in case I didn't get you on there, let me do that. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. So let's pick someone else. Well, thanks for coming today and checking us out, Justin. Okay. Right on. Is Melanie here? Okay. Melanie. Yeah. We'll give her 30 as well. Okay, you guys? Let's see if she comes. Okay. Do we have Melanie? No, we don't. Okay, so we're gonna have to go again, you guys. See, this happens, this starts happening as we go further. So just bear with me, but this happens. People don't show up, so just hang in there. We'll get someone. So let me shuffle a couple more times here. Okay. Time more. Time more. Are you here with us today? Yay! Okay, cool. Now, pick a deck, please. Should have had this set up for you already. My bad. Here you go. Pick your poison here. Which deck did you want to do? Which deck did you want us to look at for you? Oops. Got you. Middle deck. Okay. When will I get a job is the question. And you are a boy. Thank you for clarifying. Okay. When will I get a job? He wants to know. Whoa. Okay. Well, there's a message here for you, definitely. Okay. So it looks like you're searching, and you really don't find much luck. Or at least you're disappointed with what you found, which is maybe not very much, or maybe the things you found you're not happy with. Stop. Go out. Go. My dog is such a whiner. I apologize. What? What? Oh, okay. This is Buzz. Sorry, secrets are still on the outside. Okay, quit it. Quit it. Go, quit it. No! He's like, you're gonna get a job. You're gonna get one, don't worry. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Okay. Oh my God, I can still hear him crying. Sorry about that. Okay, so I just had to put him away. You can still hear him, can't you? Can you still hear him? Because I can. Super annoying, but that's Buzz for ya. He whines a lot. So Desiree says hi, Buzz. Okay, so you're looking, you're searching, and you're not finding much. You know, you're not finding anything you're happy with, at least. You know, maybe that's the point here, is that you're looking at the negative. I'm sorry, the negative. These 3 cups that are knocked down, that's what you're focused on. These 2 cups, you're not focused on that at all. You can't even see that that's there. And that's one of the problems here, is that you're kind of focused on the negative. Like, I want something better, or I want something different, or I want something that, you know, that I'm not qualified for yet, or so, you know, like I really want to live my dream. Or maybe it's not that gnarly. Maybe it's just, you know, you're a bit disappointed with what you found. You gotta, like, you know, maybe take what you've been offered and start with something, you know. And if you've been offered nothing, then obviously I can see why you're disappointed in that. So it seems like you're going to be going on a solo journey here. Maybe you have been trying to do something with someone else, or like working with other people trying to get a job, and maybe it's best for you to go on your own here. If you have been going on your own, I see you doing that still. So but it doesn't seem like it's a lack of a job in general. It seems like it's a lack of a job that you want or like, you know, like you feel like something's missing here. Maybe it's talking about you feel like something's missing, like you're just not getting something about your job hunt that you need to be focused on that would help you to find an ideal job, and you're just kind of like not getting that point. Let's see what else it says. Oh. So yeah, there is going to be stability here. I do see you getting a job at some point, obviously, but you know, it may be a while that you still have to do a little more searching here. But also, this is talking about a person who is very, you know, they have their shit together, basically. And so I wouldn't worry about you never having one, or taking forever to find one. I mean, once you find one, it's like, boom, you know, you make it work and you make it happen. And it seems like very quickly, right around the corner, this is going to be happening for you, you know, because the Knight of Swords is somebody who's just very, you know, in your face, just very like all of a sudden, not much you can do to stop it. So it seems like very soon here, we're going to be seeing you with a lot more stability because you're doing a lot of searching. I would say keep doing this. Do not give up on that. You know, just keep searching for the thing that you want, the ideal thing, you know, or anything, you know, take anything, just take it as you can, you know, if it comes, if it's offered, you know, any kind of job right now would be okay to get your foot in the door and just get out there, you know. And that kind of leads you to start networking and start talking to more people, and, you know, maybe find your ideal job that way. So I would say if you're offered anything, try not to look at it in such a negative way. Just try to take whatever's offered and maybe, you know, try to work with that. And also, maybe this is a thing you're missing here too with this card. You see how he has these 3 cups that are knocked down? He's focused on those. So he's focused on the negative. And you could take another cup back here and just, you know, keep getting the same result you've been getting. Or you could climb over this, or you could hop onto this bridge right here, climb over it. See this castle here, this little building? That is something new for you to explore. That's uncharted territory. So that's, you know, maybe it's saying you got to do something different, do something new. You know, take a risk, like try something else that you haven't tried yet in regards to your job search here. So that's why you're still searching, because you're not really looking in the right places, or you're kind of doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Maybe you got to do something a little different. You got to switch it up. Maybe you have to get out there. You know, you have to actually get out there and start. I know it's COVID, but I mean, you can still get out there in some way. I don't know where you live, but I mean, where I live, you can still kind of go around outside and everything. They're not too harsh about it. But, you know, if you're worried about that, obviously that makes sense, and that's going to limit you. But it seems like that's what it's showing, is that maybe you're getting out and kind of going and finding it, you know, going to these places and actually asking for a job, not just doing the online thing. Both are important, but I think, you know, just as equally as important is going in and talking to the people and actually like introducing yourself and, you know, making yourself known, like making it known, and calling always, you know, be annoying, make it so that they cannot forget who you are. You know, tell them how excited you are and how much you really want this job. Just get out there and make your face or I mean, show your face, you know, make your face, make your face shown, show your face, and, you know, show who you are, show that you want this job, put yourself out there, you know, and you're going to be finding a lot of stability here very soon, very soon. I wouldn't worry about it. I think very soon. But one thing too is you do have to take the action though. You can't just have results without the action. You do have to take action. So make sure you're looking, not thinking too negatively, taking any opportunities that come, then networking in those opportunities. Also trying something new, taking a risk here, doing something different than you've always done. Because you're doing the same thing and you're not getting a different result, and that's insanity, right, to expect that. So basically here it's you got to do something different. You got to get out there. You got to make your face known. You got to show your face, and you got to introduce yourself to these people. And I feel like it's not going to be hard for you to get a job that way. I feel like it's going to be pretty set at that point, you know, once you get yourself out there and start like looking elsewhere, looking in places you haven't looked, doing things you haven't done to make this happen for yourself. Let's see if we can get a time frame here. I just use one number as a time frame, whatever card we get, whatever number that is. I've had people, you know, tell me that literally, yeah, you said it was like, you know, the first or something, or well, it wouldn't be the first, that would be an ace, but you said like it was, you know, say 2 of swords, and so we use the number 2. So 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, right? And they say, yeah, it was the second of the month. So that's how I do it. It's not exactly precise with time frames with me, but that's just how I do it. So take it how you will, you know, try to use it in any way you can with the 2s here. And that's funny because 2 comes out. 2 of Cups. So we have 2 for you as well. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. I mean, the second of the month, the second season of the year, or the second season from now forward, you know, 2 seasons from now. It could be looked at in that way. It could be looked at in 2, anything 2. So just keep that in mind, okay, as you're doing this. And do not stop searching. That's the thing. You know, you got to put yourself out there, make yourself known. And I don't think it should be a problem for you. You know, once you find the right thing for you, or whatever thing it is, you're going to really, you know, be able to be in a more stable position. So that's awesome. Okay. Cool. Right on. So let's see. Who is next here? See if we can get another person here. Are they here? Oh yeah, who else do we have to add to this list? Okay. Gotcha. Is that everyone? Okay, got those ones. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's see. That's funny because I was thinking it's this person. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I was just thinking right now too, what if we get that person? Like, that would be so funny. I'm going to be like, I don't know how to say your name, but here you go. It's funny because you come up right now. So there you go. Okay. So are you here still, person who starts with a C? I'm just going to put it as like this. I'm just going to show this. Oh, wait, you can't see that. Okay. So I'm going to show this, and hopefully they'll be able to notice that. And because I can't say your name. It starts with a C. It's CXAXUKLUTH. Show yourself. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Right on. Okay, so general for Aries boy, and which deck would you like for us to use? Okay. Blue on the left. Gotcha. Okay. So general for Aries boy. I just added you to the list as well, Paris. And Chaitanya. That's a very pretty name, by the way. I don't know how to pronounce it, obviously, but I put you on the list. Don't worry. I did add you to the list, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, general for Aries boy. Yeah, we have quite a few things here. Okay, so let's just start off with, we have Cancer card, we have Sagittarius card. Doesn't have to represent a Sagittarius or a Cancer in your life, but just letting you know in case it does. That's what those cards represent. They also represent, though, forward moving. Maybe moving forward, taking an action forward. Like, you're definitely trying to decide which action is best, like which path is best. Cancers are not risk takers most of the time. So we have somebody who's carefully considering and thinking, not really an Aries trait, right? Carefully considering something. They usually kind of just take action. But here we do have, maybe this is advice for you. Think about, see these two sphinxes here at the bottom? One's black, one's white. So they're taking you in two different directions, and you have to decide which one is the best direction for you. So this is like, think about what you're doing before you do it. Consider what way you want to actually go and why, which way. You have to think about these things in order to take the right direction, right? So I don't know if that's like what you've been doing or advice for you, like slow it down and consider before you take action. Maybe that's what it's saying, because Aries, I feel like that's something that, they don't do much of, is think very much before they act. It's more of like not that you never do, but I mean, it's like, that's something you should be doing now, at least. So it's funny, but yeah, go ahead and do that. Definitely good for you to do that. But we do have, quick action or something happening very quickly right around the corner, or maybe this is like just something very forced. It seems very forced. It's just like in your face. You're really not even slowing down, like nothing can stop you kind of thing. And you're making a decision here. It's like, Aries, okay, you're initiating, you're a cardinal sign, you initiate. That makes sense. But, I think overall, unless we're talking about Sag here, you want something that is more peaceful and harmonious in your life. That's what you're striving for. And so very quickly, you're going to make a change, The Death card isn't here. That would be change. But here, we don't have drastic change. We just have, I'm going to take an action, and I'm going to make a change. I'm going to make a decision here. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a decision. Like, maybe you've had a decision to make for a long time and you haven't made it. Now, very quickly, you're seeing it's important to make it. Either you just feel like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going to make this decision, fuck you. Or it's like, something's being brought upon you to where you feel like you have to. But I feel like it's more of a personal decision. Like, nothing's really making you do it. It's kind of just like you're fed up, or, you just feel like this is the time. Like, now I really just need to make a decision. Right on. So, yeah, and I think you do want harmony and peace. You want things to be balanced. So that's basically what you're trying to do. So maybe you're worried about like hurting people in the process or something. But basically, I think the reason it's saying that, like, your main goal is harmony and peace here with the Temperance card. It's saying your main, like, that's your main goal. So like anything else you feel like, oh, I don't want to do that, or maybe I shouldn't, just know that, like, you're not doing it for a selfish or weird, like, negative reason. You're doing it just, you want to create more harmony and peace. Whatever the situation is now, you don't really feel that. So that's what you're having to make a decision and take an action, very forcefully, very quickly, very deliberately. And, maybe you're going to be judged because of this. Or this is saying you're judging a situation, use your better judgment, think before you act. Try to decide, like, try to, play it out in both ways. What would happen if I went this way? What would happen if I went that way? And basically here we're trying to figure out what makes us more, adds more harmony and peace to our life. So that's what we're focused on here. So make sure you're doing that, because that's obviously going to be the right thing for you if it feels like not like everything that feels good is always right for us, but I'm saying, if you're trying to create more harmony and peace, you kind of have to listen to what you want and what would feel more peaceful and harmonious, right? So try not to ignore what you're wanting here. What you're feeling is, more peaceful, more right for you. So I feel like you're going to be making a decision very quickly, or like now's the time, right now, like tomorrow, or yesterday. And basically, nothing can really stop you from making this decision right now. So let's see what else we can get for here, for this, for here. You said, wow, a lot of sense right now, or makes a lot of sense right now. Wow, yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. Right on. Good. Okay, we keep getting the Leo card in the different decks, so Leo could be involved. Also, if not, then we're just talking about, like, you got to be strong in this. You got to be strong through this. Got to work hard through this. And you're going to find success materially, at least. You're going to have the things you need and maybe even a little of what you want, material-wise, we're talking about. You could be doing this with friends, or maybe celebration with friends is going to be important right now. If you feel like you lack support, you definitely do not. You should have a few friends that are in your corner, but you're working very hard. So maybe you're taking some distance from them. It would be a good idea to take the time to spend time with them, because they do make you feel good and they make you feel more balanced again. Here with the Temperance card, it's like they make you feel good. I mean, these are people that care. It's not just drinking buddies, although the card kind of looks that way. It's not somebody, it's not an acquaintance. It's somebody who actually cares for you, people you can actually talk to and open up to, who care. They care, they're supportive of you. And you guys it's a very good card. It's very good energy. You have like a lot of, you're celebrating here. So, in each other's company. So yeah, maybe you go in with friends on a work project or something, you're working very hard at some new project, or it could be also solo. I see this more as like friends are going to be an important, factor in your life, or an important part of your life, like an important, kind of like thing you need to incorporate into your life, because you can't just be all work and no play, right? So you got to have people that care and your support there. You can't just be loaning it. And it seems like you're going to be loaning it for a while. Like you're going to be on your own for a while doing this. And that's why you have to stay strong, because it might be lonely, or it might just be like, you have to tough this out. You just have to do this because it's going to make you feel better or more balanced, or like, more independent. For whatever reason, you're kind of just taking, some time and trying to really work on what's going to make you more stable right now, because you feel that that's going to add more harmony to your life. And so basically, add your friends along with that, because it's going to be important for you to get that kind of companionship as you are going through this. So yeah, I feel like you're going to make it out on this, on top, basically. Nothing's going to go wrong as long as you are able to make this, whatever this decision is, and work, go in the direction that you need to go in. I feel like you already know which one that is. Maybe you didn't for a long, long time, or, a short time, but it seems like for a while you were kind of like, Two of Pentacles, like which one is more important, like, couldn't make a decision, indecisive. But now you're going to be making that decision, and it's going to be, there's not much people could do to change that. Not sure if that means people want to change that, they're not happy with it, and they try to change your mind, but it's not going to work anyway. So just know that it seems like you're making a deliberate decision here, and it's going to lead to better things for you. So that's good. That's what, that's what I can say, is that it's not going to be the wrong decision. It's going to work out for what your goal is, which is harmony and peace, right? And balance. So let's see here. All right. Okay, so do we have anybody else that came? I don't think so. I think I got everyone. Okay. Jakari. Is Jakari here? Yes. Okay, cool. So this is number 6, you guys. Just to let you know. Okay. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. That's just fam. So, Jakari, let's see. What does Spirit want me to know about pursuing my boxing career path? Cool. And for the username that started with C, you said awesome, very insightful and validating. I am going to wake up so confident tomorrow. LOL, thank you. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way about that. Cool. Right on. Hell yes. Okay. So subscribe and we'll see you tomorrow. Let me know how tomorrow goes. I'm excited to hear about it when we go live again, of course. If you guys haven't already as well, can you please like this video? Just do that for me, please, really quick. Just takes a second and it helps me out a lot. So, okay. Jakari, let's see, which deck did you want to use, Jakari? Which deck did you want? No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I suck with vowels, so forgive me, but Himadri, Hemadri, I got you on the list. Don't worry about it. No worries. I got you. My vowels are all weird in my mind, so I don't know. I can never pronounce shit correctly that has a bunch of vowels, and your shit has a bunch of vowels. So just, there's a little disclaimer there. Don't hate me for it. That's just how I am. I suck with vowels. So pink deck for Jakari. I literally think that there's like a part of the brain that just works with vowels because that part of my brain is screwed for some reason. I'm pretty good at English, or, I'm pretty good at spelling and all that, but it's like, that is not, vowels, I don't know. I just can't do it with vowels. I like always say the exact opposite thing that it is. Like, I don't know how, I'll show an example later whenever it comes up. It will come up. But okay, so what do we have here for Jakari? What does Spirit want me to know about pursuing my boxing career path? Woo! Okay. Great question there. I love how you worded it because that's perfect for what we're doing. It's not a yes or no. It's what do I need to know about this? Perfect. So let's see. What do we need to know about this? Okay. What do we need to know about her boxing? Her or him? Are you a man or a woman? That's what I need to know as well, because I don't actually know. Let's just go Jakari for now. Jakari, we want to know, what does Spirit want them to know about their boxing career, pursuing their boxing career path? What do we need to know about that? Is that in the future? What do we need to know? What does she need to know? Here, what does Jakari need to know about pursuing their boxing career path? What do we need to know? I do not do reversals, so don't trip on that. That's why I'm flipping it over, because now it's upright. King of Swords. So I feel like there's a need for you to get very serious with yourself. Like, get practical with yourself. Be real with yourself. Is this able to happen? Do you have what it takes? Do you have the energy? Do you have the endurance? Do you have the, ambition? All of those things. You got to get serious with yourself. Like, be straight up, no bullshit and no emotional, like, oh yeah, but I really want to. Can you or not? Basically, no frills. The King of Swords is not about emotional talk. It's about, straightforward, cutthroat, may hurt your feelings and may be emotionally cold, but guess what? We're not going to do something wrong. We're going to look at the facts and look at what is possible here, practically, in a practical way. So, so basically, thank you. Nice. Right on. That's awesome. Good. Yay. Okay. So yeah, just be straight up with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you got to just be honest with yourself. Is this something you can do? And it looks like, yeah, it looks like you really do think you can. And I feel like you can, because the 10 of Cups is all the way around happiness. You know, the people around you, your family, you're doing well, you know, with this path. I think it can work for you as long as you believe it can, you know, basically. You believe it can, you have the energy, you have the ambition, you know, you have the desire, or not the desire, the passion for it. It should work out for you. It should be something that you really enjoy doing and something that you're really happy to be doing. So, yeah, exactly. Ace of Cups. That's something you got to get real with yourself, and you got to really, you know, I think that that's what it's saying basically, is like you have to be real with yourself. Like maybe you're kind of, you know, giving up a little bit of hope, or maybe you're kind of like not so sure, or you're just kind of like on the fence about it. You don't know if it's the right thing for you. I think it's saying, look, if you are about this, if you're about this, then you're about it. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's all that it takes. You have to just want it. You have to make it happen. But it seems like it is the thing for you, and it seems like you really do enjoy doing that. I mean, the Ace of Cups is a beautiful card. It's like your cup is full, you know, your cup is full, even overflowing a bit. So it's just like this is an amazing kind of feeling here. And it doesn't seem like the wrong thing for you. I think we can say that for sure. So that's cool. Let's see what else we need to know about this. What do we need to know? Okay. So there's something about it that you're not seeing clearly. You see the mask that he's wearing? It's kind of like, it's just something you're not seeing clearly. Are you hiding something from yourself? Are you, you know, thinking it's going to be easy? Are you thinking it's going to be hard? It's like whatever it is, you're looking at it in an something about the way you're looking at it is a bit unrealistic. Okay, so that's why it's saying the King of Swords there. You got to get real with yourself. You got to be straight up with yourself. Like, do you have what it takes? I feel like you do, but it's telling you to think about those things, you know, and really consider what do you need to do to make this happen, because you need to start getting real about that. Like, this is real life, and you really do have to, like, you know, strive for this in a full, wholehearted way. So basically, maybe you think it's going to be easier than it is going to be. Maybe you think it's going to be harder than it really is going to be. That's possible as well. So it could be negative or positive, but it's just basically saying there's something about it that you're not looking at realistically. You're looking at it as, you know, black and white thinking. Like, either basically you're thinking it's going to be all bad or all good. And there's just, you know, there's no middle ground. You're just thinking about it in a way that's a bit unrealistic. So something about it, not all of it necessarily, but something about it is being looked at unrealistically in a way that's kind of like, you know, blurred. Like, it's not exactly that way. It may kind of be that way, but you're taking it to, you know, to a level that isn't accurate. So, and then here we have Five of Pentacles. So basically, you know, someone could be feeling left out. Maybe you're having to like travel or be away from family and stuff. And, you know, maybe you're having to just be on your own, and it kind of feels like you're a little lost. Or maybe the people around you, or maybe your partner feels a little lost or neglected because you're having to kind of be away from them and on your own. Or maybe you're just having to really focus on yourself right now while you're doing this and on your career, and you don't really have time to give your full attention to people. So it could feel a little bit like hurtful. Maybe that's the thing that you're not really thinking about here, that you're not considering, is that it's not just about pursuing your boxing career, even though that's what I'm saying. Pursue it, pursue it, pursue it. That's the most important thing. But maybe it's talking about, you know, another thing that you're not seeing right now is that this is going to take up a lot of your time. So how are you going to evenly weigh out that time with the people that you care about and the people that care about you? You know, that's something that you have to consider, because people are probably very important in your lives, as they are for all of us. You know, our relationships are important. So that's something you need to consider, because that's something that could come up for you and become a problem or an issue. You know, don't know how big of an issue, but it's just something to consider, you know, or how are you going to spend your time, and, you know, how are you going to give your time, basically? How are you going to balance it out with your people or your partner? And yeah, because it does seem like it's a partner or love situation, because we do have a broken heart here, or a loss. It doesn't have to be love, but usually that's what we're thinking when we see the Three of Swords, you know, but it could also just be talking about loss, you know, like feeling that pain in your heart, feeling that loss because of a loss. It could be a death. It could be not death at all. It could be, you know, a relationship or a friendship, anything. You know, maybe you and someone in your family aren't as close, but in the name of you becoming more stable. So this is something, you know, I think you're becoming more stable. You have, you know, your shit together. Basically, you're on the right track in that way. But because you're having to do that, you know, you really do have to consider the people in your life, the people that, you know, you hold close, because you gotta really think about that as you go into the future with this. You know, this is going to become a thing where it's taking up a lot of your time. Maybe they feel like you only care about that and not them anymore. I mean, you really have to think about that when that happens, when this time comes. It may not be happening now, but That's something that Spirit wants you to know is this is a really big relationship for you, or, you know, friendship, whatever it is. And it's going to hit hard, even though you're going to still be stable. It's going to be because of that, you know, not that because you're stable, but because, you know, you're spending so much time on that. And so that's how you become stable with it. But the thing is, you have to consider this, your heart, you know, you have to consider what means a lot to you and how are you going to manage that? How are you going to take care of that and balance it out? Okay. So that's what I see for you, Jakari. It seems very straightforward to me. So hopefully you understood what that meant. Hopefully it resonated. Good luck for you. Good luck with your boxing career. It seems like the right thing for you, honestly. But, you know, do take note of what I said about your relationships and making sure that you're spending time with everybody equally and trying to like make that a balanced thing. Because it seems like that could really cause a lot of pain later on if you don't make sure of that, okay? And then who knows what'll happen after that if you kind of like, if something happens and you lose someone you really care about and then you're like, go off the deep end or something. We don't want that. So consider these things. Good luck to you and thank you for your question. So let's see here. Pick another one. But yeah, do we have any other people here? Himadri. It didn't even spell check you. How interesting. Okay. Steve. Oh, okay. Donation. Okay, so we have okay. Oh shit. All right, let me check on this, Steve. Let's see if it came yet. Ooh, that's bad juju. Hello. Hello, Moto. Yeah, we hear you, Buzz. We do. We definitely hear you. So do not worry about that. Yep, 555 got it. Got it. Can you believe that? Okay. Yeah, Buzz, I'm gonna need you to like chill out and stop doing that. That would be awesome. I'd appreciate that. Okay. So Steve, we got you. What is your question? And thank you for the donation, by the way. Of course, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your donation and your help and your support there. So, can you tell us what your question is? And also, can you pick a deck for us, please? Because that's what we need you to do here. And let me get my dog. But please type away. Come on. You little nugget. Okay, I'm gonna need you to chill. Not knock over my computer, please. I really appreciate it if you didn't knock over my computer. Thank you. Come again. Hi, bud. Yeah, he's a bit of a. Oh, okay. He wants to do that now. Stop it! Stop it! Come here. Why don't you come up here and look and show him? Show yourself. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come up here. Wait, come up here. Put your paw up here. See? Do you see her? Hi, bud. He's like, what are you doing? Say hi. That's Buzz for ya. He's my dog. I love him. I love you. I sleep with him every night. Okay, back up. Okay, so I'm Cancer dealing with Scorpio. I'm pretty intuitive and evolved. My higher self is telling me to wait for her, but I guess I'm just looking for confirmation. Sometimes he annoys me with his guidance. Who annoys you? This person you're dealing with, or somebody else giving you guidance, or... Oh, okay, your higher self you're talking about? Or, okay, but you're annoyed with the guidance sometimes, but... So let's see, I get your basic question here, so let's see. Let me put that up here so we can see it. Okay. Oh, oops. Okay, so Buzz, back up, baby. And which deck did you want to use for this, Steve? Which deck did you want to use for this? Go get it. Go get it, baby. Go get it. Go get it. Go. There you go. So, Steve, which deck did you want me to use? Can you pick one, please? Oh, I'm sorry. I just got your messages now. Okay. Take the left side since I'm left-handed. Cool. Okay. So I'm a Cancer dealing with Scorpio. I'm pretty intuitive and well. My higher self is telling me to wait for her. I guess I'm just looking for confirmation. Okay, perfect. Gotcha. Understood completely. Let's see what's going on here. Tell us about the, well, there you go. I'm not going to question that. That's something that flew out for you, and I think it's important that we go with it. Here, yeah, so I would say that the person's caring towards you, for sure. Nurturing, it's a good caring relationship here. It may be a bit, may have happened pretty quick here. It may have, just kind of like you may have gotten close very quickly. It may be very passionate and exciting. Maybe there's something that's a bit immature or young-like about it. Maybe just the fact that it's kind of fairy tale-like, or, it's kind of like very, like, passionate. So maybe it kind of feels a bit like childish, like not childish, immature, but just childish, like, not like unrealistic, like bad, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like something that you, like, you wouldn't have really thought would exist or something until this happened, possibly. So maybe it's something that's very, a strong connection here, a strong desire for each other, or a strong, like, you like each other a lot. This is going well. But the thing is, or it had been going well. And it's very, very, you guys really feel for each other. And I feel like there's the nurturing, caring side too. That's a plus. And also, Or, you know, maybe it's talking about here with this fire here. Maybe it's talking about like this person likes to be independent. They went off on their own for a while and they didn't really care what you had to say about it. It's kind of like they just had to be off on their own. You know, the Queen of Wands is very independent and she doesn't really ask for permission. She knows what she wants, she knows how to get it, and she's just going to do that. She doesn't care if you follow, you know, you can come along with if you want, but if not, then I'm going to go and do this right now. So, you know, it's very much like an independent and maybe even a bit hurtful sometimes if you're involved too close, because they're going to do what they're going to do regardless of really what you feel or want for them, you know, or for your guys' relationship. You feel like, you know, it's important that they don't do whatever it is. They're going to go and do it. So they kind of have to go off and do something. Magnetic from the start, almost movie-like. Yeah, exactly what I meant. Like a movie. So that's a better way to put it. Okay, so yeah, that's what I meant, exactly. Like childlike, I meant, you know, like a movie is a perfect way to put it. So yeah, you get what I'm saying. And but yeah, the person kind of is independent, you know, and they had to go and do something, or they had to be off. And I say that because the reunion card here. So I feel like you guys are going to meet back up at some point. Like you guys will reconnect. And, you know, it should be a good time. You're celebrating something here. So maybe, you know, it seems like you're coming back together at some point. We don't know exactly why, but let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see what else this is about. I mean, that is confirmation that you guys will meet up again, but I don't know if, you know, what it exactly entails. Let's see what it's saying here, because it seems, you know, like that's the confirmation, right? But I feel like there's more that we need to know. I feel like there is a little more we need to know, so let's see. Okay, that's too many cards. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go with that. Don't worry, though. I put it back, and if it comes out again, that's for you. If it doesn't, it's not. I did that last time. Like, I've done that many times before, but just for an example, it happened very recently where I put this card back, and then I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. But don't worry, because the message will come out again in some other way through the other cards. And, you know, because sometimes people are like, wait, if you don't grab that card, like, you know, I'm going to miss my message type thing. And it's like, no, you will not miss your message. The message will come out. But it might come out in a different way with different cards. And it might even come out with the same card. So just let's see. The message will come out, though. Don't worry about that. But sometimes the same card will pop out. And it's like, okay, I guess that was your card. So what else do we need to know about this for Steve here? Okay, so we have a little bit of anxiety and fear here, like a little bit of, you know, what's going to happen next. Maybe you're worried the person's going to leave again or whatever happened, you know, how they had to be independent. Maybe you're kind of like on guard, you know, for what's going to happen next. How is this going to play out? Like you don't really trust in it, or there's some kind of worry or anxiety here of something bad that's going to happen. So let's see what else. Having to make a decision. So maybe you feel like the person has a decision to make between you and someone else, or you feel like, you know, the person has to decide to stay this time, or, you know, maybe you're a little bit, if it's meant, it's meant. Yeah, exactly. It's just, you know, yeah, no, that's totally true. Maybe when I'm older, I'll be able to accept that more. But for me, I'm kind of like, it's hard for me to accept things sometimes. But that's cool that you said that, because that is definitely true. It's just, you know, I'm glad you're saying that and I don't have to, because then I feel like it's bad for me to like say that to somebody, because I get you want to know, you know, but that's cool that you're already at that stage where you're like, I'm cool if it doesn't, you know, that's cool. That's good. That's mature. So let's see here. It seems like there is a worry though about some kind of like decision having to be made. So let's see what this is about. Let's see what else we can get. Let's see what else we can come to here. Okay, so like there's an equal give and take or an exchange here. Maybe you're kind of worried that, you know, this person's not going to be on the same level as you, or there's not going to be an equal give and take. Maybe you feel like, no, I don't really see you giving everything. I mean, the Ten of Wands isn't here. So let's see, what is this Six of Pentacles here for? What's the Six of Pentacles here for, please? You want someone to take responsibility. You know, her hand's out. She's like, she's a very responsible person, the Queen of Swords, but she is wanting you to take responsibility now. So maybe this is you towards them or them towards you, but it just, or maybe both towards each other. But it seems like there's some kind of thing here where you're kind of worried about a decision that's, you know, maybe you're worried if you're going to make if they're going to stay or make the decision to be with you in a committed relationship. Like, there's a decision having to be made. There's some deliberate action that needs to happen, and you're worried that it may not happen, right? Or it may not happen in the way that you would like for it to happen, maybe. So, and then we could have something regarding, you know, the equal give and take in this relationship. Is there an equal give and take? Maybe that's part of the worry. Maybe you feel like you're kind of giving a lot of yourself and you're not sure if it's going to be returned, but you're wanting someone to take responsibility for their part of the relationship. You know, you want them to be there. You want them to, you know, put as much effort out as you are putting out. So it could feel a bit like that's a worry because of, you know, how they are. They're just very independent. Maybe it's different than you. Maybe you'd like to get very close and they kind of are uncomfortable with that, or they're just not as into it as you are. You know, even though I do see them as caring and nurturing towards you, it seems like they may just show it in a different way. So, but because of this Queen of Wands here, I see that they're probably a lot more, you know, they kind of just go and do things and maybe don't tell you about it. Not that it's shady or anything, but it's just, you know, you would like for them to tell you when they're going to leave and when they're going to come back. And, you know, you're kind of more sensitive in that way, I guess, and where they're more like, they don't see it as a big deal. So you could kind of be hurt by that sometimes, but I feel like that's something that you're kind of worried about, is that they're not going to make a decision, or they're not going to put as much effort out as you, or they're not going to be as into it as you are. But, you know, as far as I can see, I mean, I guess that's not that it matters if it's valid or not. I mean, it's what you feel, so it's not really like it's valid because you feel that way. But I feel like that kind of makes sense for what we're seeing here. I don't really see anything about like whether or not that is like a, well, okay. The Nine of Wands there, the Nine of Wands is a card, you know, the one where they're holding the stick and they have the bandage on their head. So generally we look at that as like, it's not paranoia because they have a bandage on their head. So the bandage on their head is indicating that they've been hurt in the past. So for them to be on guard so strong, it's not so strong. Strength. So strong is not, it's not paranoia. It's not like they're just freaking out, tripping over nothing, and it's like in their head. They have reason to feel that way. So I would say that their actions in the past have made you feel that way. It's nothing, it's not like you're tripping, you know? It's like you have a good reason to feel that way because you just don't know if they're going to leave again or if they're really going to stay this time or whatever. You know, you don't know what's going to happen next, and you're kind of worried about that. So let's see if we can get anything else here. What can we get about them? What they're going to be like in this relationship, the Scorpio person? What do we need to know about them? What can they offer to this relationship? What can we expect for them to offer to this relationship? Or what do we need to know about what they have to bring to this, you know, this relationship? Okay. I'm going to need you to pick a number 1, 2, or 3, Steve, for me, please. 1, 2, or 3. Great. Okay, very in their head about things, doing a lot of self-reflection. This person's pretty deep, and they think about how they are affecting other people, I think. You know, like they think a lot about how their actions, they do a lot of like just thinking about what they're doing, you know? Is it the right thing? Is this something I believe in? Is this something that's good for me? Is this going to lead to good things? You know, am I doing the right thing? Am I offering enough, or am I, you know, putting enough out there? Am I doing it right, or am I doing it something wrong? You know, I think they really do a lot of self-reflection. So that's a good thing. I mean, do they listen, or are they stubborn? Do they stick to what they're going to do anyway, or do they kind of like take their own advice and do the right thing if they feel like they're doing the wrong thing? I don't know. But it seems like they are conscious of these things. They think a lot about these things. This, excuse me, they do have stability to provide to you. Maybe you feel a lot more stable when they're around, or you feel like you can kind of like make shit happen for yourself more when they're around because you just feel better or whatever it is. But you know, stability is here, and you know, they think a lot about what they're doing. They're not stupid. They're not seeing what has happened and how they've affected you. You know, they think about that a lot. So it's like a main thing for them. This is also the Virgo card, just to let you know, but if that means anything to you. But you know, I feel like they can't let this go. It's something that they may have tried to let go of, or they may have just, you know, tried to do new things, or maybe they didn't want to let go of it completely, but they kind of had to for a second or whatever it is. Yeah. And maybe that's why they had to run away, because they're running away from their problems, kind of thing, you know, because they're thinking a lot and it kind of freaks them out, and they feel like maybe it's best if I leave you for your own sake or something, you know, maybe something like that. But you know, I feel like they couldn't let go of this. And so, you know, they're in a very strong way too. You see the sword right here. It's like, you know, one foot is trying to go and, you know, have new experiences and do something out there, you know, and, you know, keep going forward, moving. And this foot is planted strong in the past here. See how they're in two different directions? And then the sword is very defensive. It's hard for them to let go of this. It's not easy at all. It's not something they could just do. So that's why they haven't, and that's probably why they're going to come back around. Cancer card here. Cancer card here. The Chariot. They can't let go of you. Also forward moving. So they're deciding which way to go. Maybe that's why they haven't shown up yet, because I mean, I think this person's very conscious. They do a lot of thinking about what's the right thing for them, or like, what should I do? How should I do it? Not just like, you know, impulsive action. It's not impulsive. It's very well thought through. It's very like, they've done some time thinking about this. So they're just trying to do it the right way. They're just trying to do it the way that they feel is best for them, or that feels right to them. Maybe their intuition has little to do with it, you know, what feels right, kind of like your higher self, right? It's like maybe they're doing a lot of that work and a lot of that thinking, but they're definitely carefully deciding this when they decide it. And it's, you know, one way or the other, they're going to figure out which way, and then they're going to go for it. It is moving forward, taking a direction, taking an action. So I feel like they will be taking an action, and they're just trying to decide right now, basically, excuse me. Basically right now, they're just trying to decide which way, like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to approach it? How am I going to go about it? When, you know, all of those things, like what's the perfect timing and way to do this? So, you know, that's beautiful. That's basically what, you know, I would say that's confirmation. You know, just hang in there. Maybe you need to not do anything and just wait, or if you've been waiting a long time, you know, it's just basically, it's saying like, yeah, that is confirmation to me. I would say it is. It seems like it to me. So, I mean, that's just what I see. However you resonate with it, please let me know. And if it's different, then that's fine. You know, it's your reading. But that's how I'm seeing it, as confirmation for sure. So, awesome. Cool. Seems like a good person there. Person who's thinking about their actions, not just taking action and not considering anybody, you know, which is a plus. Definitely. Okay. So thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. And I hope you got something out of that there. And thanks for coming. I don't think I've seen you before. Maybe we have. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Maybe I have. I'm really not sure right now. I can't think. I feel like I have now seen you before. I feel like you donated before, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, please subscribe and come back tomorrow too when we go live again. That would be fun. That goes for everybody. Okay, so Sneha or Sneha, got you. Fatima, got you. Oh, you donated. Okay, gotcha. Oh, thanks, Steve. That's so nice of you to say that. That's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. So nice. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. Okay, we have Damn Boy. Damn boy. Who else do we have? Stella. Rui. Okay, so we have Fatima. That's weird. Fatima, gotcha. Okay. All right, perfect. So Fatima, okay. Channeled messages from MD to me. So, which deck did you want me to use, Fatima? You have one? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Showing? Okay. Right away I was drawn to that one. Okay. Channeled messages from MD to me. Oop. Oop. Okay. Ah! Why do you suck? Channeled messages from MD to Fatima. MD, tell us what they need to tell Fatima. I took this trick from Secrets. She cuts the deck and then picks. That's pretty cool. I saw that. Thought that was cool. Okay, so. Okay, channel messages. Was there some conflict or argument? Buzz, stop. Was there some conflict or argument last time you guys spoke? Or maybe, you know, for some reason, I don't think it's just between you. It seems like there's other people involved here. It seems like there's more than one person who there's a bit of conflict with. Maybe they disagree with the situation or they're jealous of it or something. I mean, it seems more like they think maybe you guys aren't good for each other or something. Or, you know, there's disagreements between. He just ghosted me. Okay. So it could be like there's other people involved in this, though. That's what I feel like, you know, with the Five of Wands. I feel like it's not just you two. Like there's something else having to do with other people in this. And so maybe it's, you know, him having to choose between a couple different people. You know, we do have the Two of Pentacles here, so it's like that back and forth. But it seems like there is definitely another person, or, you know, more than three, you know, more than, we could say five, but I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it's just more than one. I don't think it's just you guys here. He could be dealing with more than one person, more than two people, you know? Could be some other people he's involved with here. But yeah, because here, you know, it's like competition possibly. You know, competition here maybe between you guys all for his attention. And he's got to pick between two. Or maybe this is saying basically you have to pick between, do you want to do this or not? You know, do you want to just put up with this or not? I mean, you can walk away from this at any time. But let's see what else we can get here for them to you. And I'm sorry to hear that. That's so stupid and lame. Okay. It's possible that he knows that you're upset about this, or assumes so, and somebody needs to take responsibility. So if this is him to you, is he blaming you for this? I mean, because I don't think you have to take responsibility for anything. I mean, he's ghosting you. That ain't cool. But, and I did get that Cash App, Pure Love. Thank you. So, that is just not cool. And I mean, no one's perfect. So like you probably, you know, have some flaws about you for sure, just like everybody else. But, it seems like he's taking the stance of like, if you do take responsibility, then we can have a new beginning or something like that. Because the Empress here is talking about a new beginning, a new start, you know, like a beginning, the birth of something. It could also mean pregnancy, so be careful with that. It could also mean pregnancy for sure, because we do see that a lot with the Empress. But, you know, it's a person who's very responsible. Maybe that's, I don't know, he sees you as responsible, but right now he obviously sees that you're taking a hit. His friend tried to hit on me, and I told him about it. After that, he ghosted me. Oh. Maybe he wants you to take responsibility. Yeah, so he's insecure, obviously. And so he's like, yeah, I need you to like make me feel better about this situation, which is like childish. I mean, you did tell him about it. It's not like you're keeping anything from him. He should be able to understand through that you're trying to do what the best thing you think is, and basically being honest and telling him the truth about it. I feel like he's immature, honestly. I mean, for him to, or a bit insecure for whatever reason. But basically here, I mean, it's like, do you want to deal with it or not? It's going to be up to you. Obviously, you're asking about him, so you want to know, and you obviously have feelings. Nothing wrong with that, just saying. Page of Pentacles, is he a younger earth sign, or are you or are you a younger earth sign person? Are you the younger earth sign person, or is he the younger earth sign person? And I don't really think it's someone he's dealing with. It's just, you know, if it's not one of you guys, then we're talking here about like stability. Basically, this is a big focus, or this is the message, because the pages are messengers, right? So it's talking about like, okay, what do we need to do here? Maybe it's saying for you, you need to be focused on what's the most practical thing for you. What's going to keep you stable. This isn't a card where they're like, and no pages are like, they're all alone, you know, like each one is, you're the earth sign. He's an air sign, Libra. Are you younger than him? Exactly. And I'm not saying it is your fault. I don't think it is at all either. That's why I'm like, that's kind of childish for him to be like that, saying, you know, or wanting you to take responsibility for something. You're a few months older. Okay, so here we're talking then about, I think this is for you still though, saying like you need to focus on what's most practical for you. But we all know in love, there's nothing that's practical, right? I mean, it can be, but you know, love is not really always a practical emotion. I mean, a practical feeling, you know, it's kind of like you can't help it sometimes, but right here it's kind of saying like you need to, and isn't that funny, place right here with the Two of Pentacles. So it's like, are you going to deal with this or not? But let's see what else we can get as in regards to his message to you. I think he does need, he might even be saying like you need to do what's best for you, like in that kind of way of like maybe getting out of it, or you know, just trying to say it without saying it, basically, because if he's ghosting you, then he could just say that to you, but he didn't. So let's see what else we can get through this for him. So maybe that's his way of saying that without having to really say it. But then also hang on. Oh my god, this is so I mean, this is so predictable, this person. They want you to do what's best for you, but they want you to hang on. They don't want you to like be gone. I mean, Jesus, God, very immature here. But sorry, I'm not trying to talk shit on them. I'm just saying like they don't. No wonder you don't know what you want. No wonder they don't know what they want, because they want you to do two different things. That's what they want, is two different things, and obviously different people and different. They want a variety, you know. They don't want just one situation. Yeah, Seven of Swords. So along with that, we do have them hiding something. We do have them sneaking something. Obviously, they're not telling you how they feel. They're ghosting, so they're not being honest about that. So, you know, because they're not saying anything about it. They're hiding how they feel towards you. So let's see. You're going to find something out here, and it's going to give you enlightenment. You're going to feel like you have an answer that you need. So good. Because I feel like that's kind of what you're needing right now, is kind of to know what to do. You know, do I wait? Do I say fuck this? Like, what do I need to do? Like, what is, you know, because I don't want to let this go, but I also don't want to like deal with this much longer and be like an idiot. Like, not like you'd be an idiot, but you know, like feel like an idiot waiting around for this person that goes to me. So here it's saying though, like you do need that enlightenment. Like that's why the sun right here is around his head, or this shining bright light is around his head, because he's hanging here, the Hanged Man. He's hanging here and he's like, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it is. It is. I agree, it is. And that's because I don't think he knows what he wants, and I don't think you do either. And obviously that's why you're here. You're wanting to know like what to do next. Yeah, sorry. I was just reading the comments. But but yeah, I'm good. I was just reading the comments. But yeah, so you're sitting here like, what do I do? You know, waiting in limbo basically. Like, what do I do next? And then we have you know, when this enlightenment comes to you, this question's answered, you kind of like get an idea of what you should be doing, like you feel good about it, you kind of like have an answer, you know, because this Seven of Swords here hiding, you're gonna find out what it is, whatever it is, you know. Whether that be he's hiding something and doesn't tell you straight up, or he's just hiding his feelings and he ends up telling you straight up, or whatever it is, you're going to find out. Something's going to come to light, something that is in the dark now, whether that's being hidden or it's just in the dark because it's just not a, you're denying it, or maybe it's just not clear to you now. It's just not, apparent to you now. You will be finding something out, and it may be shocking, but it will be bright in the light. You can't avoid it. You'll know. And, this is going to bring you enlightenment. This is going to help you to find, this is going to help you to feel better about what you're doing. So for now, it seems like you're kind of just waiting on this to happen. I think he wants you to not be focused on it, but at the same time, he doesn't want you to not be. And that's really childish and very immature. And it's just like really up to you if you want to deal with that or not. But yeah, in regards to what he thinks and feels, I think he doesn't want you to go. He doesn't want to have to, well, I wouldn't say that. Let's not say that yet. Let's see. What does he want out of this? Does he want something with you? Is he going to come back around? Like, what does he intend with you? Like, what are his intentions in regards to a relationship with you? Caring person from a distance. Ten of Swords. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Whenever I see the King of Cups with the Ten of Swords, or the Seven of Swords, which we had before, but these two together, okay, look at this. Caring individual, right? Caring, supportive. Usually the King of Cups is more at a distance. Like, you don't really feel it. They're not lovey-dovey. They're not as nurturing as the Queen of Cups, but it's, you feel like at a distance, like that person doesn't want anything bad to happen to you. They do care, but they're not going to like show it very like, they're not going to express it like touchy-feely, like telling you they love you and all of that. You're just going to know, like, they care, So it's a very like deep caring, but it's just at a distance in a way, like not very obvious, but you do know that. So it's funny because like you felt that, I feel like, with them, because that's what they were at the time. And then the Ten of Swords, you feel betrayed, cut out, cut off, blocked, which is, or, just kind of cut out of someone's life, and you didn't see it coming. This person's on their back or on their stomach, so they didn't see it coming. They didn't have time to defend themselves. They got stabbed in the back 10 times with 10 swords. They didn't see it coming. It just happened from behind. So this is, in your life, you could see it as you didn't see that coming. You may have trusted them or believed what they said, and you didn't see that happening, and it happened. Now it's time for you to kind of like do this self-reflection, because it's healing time, truly. And you do have to like face this shit. You do have to decide, what is it that I really want? Whenever I see these two, like I said, I feel like it was fake. I feel like that person was not really that person, because then they cut you off or fucked you over in some way. You didn't see it coming because you trusted them. Usually, Queen or King of Cups and Ten of Swords, I see as like, they pretended to be a caring person, and then when this happened, that kind of makes them not a caring person anymore. So I feel like it was kind of fake, like they're not really that caring, or they kind of were playing a part or something. Seven of Swords could definitely be indicating that as well, since we had that mask thing there with the Seven of Swords before. That's kind of like a mask they were wearing or something. I mean, that's how I'm seeing it. And also with the Hermit card here, this is Virgo. It could also be talking about, self-reflection time, healing time. This is time for you to really think about what it is you feel and what it is you think, and really kind of just facing that shit head on, and then doing something about it, like deciding, what do I need to do about this? What action am I going to take? It's not really time for action. It's more time for healing, time for thinking about this and going and getting through it, because it is hard to get through something like that. And so I do feel for you, because I know it's hard, and I know it's not, I know it's hard, and I know it's not easy. So you're going to need to heal from this. And, that's pretty much the time to do that is now, If you can, maybe you just don't even consider being with this person again. That's just, if you need to heal from it, obviously you have it back in your life, it would probably not be good. So when they're treating you like this, it's kind of not fair. And I don't think that's something you should make worth your time again. It can be harder and easier said than done than just that. But I'm just putting it out there. If this is the energy they're giving you, you need to think about that and decide what you're going to do. You're going to do what you're going to do. So I'm not telling you what to do, but, consider that. Remember that. Remember this. You didn't see it coming. You trusted. And that's how it ended up. So is it your fault? No. Did you do things wrong? I'm sure there was something that was done that kind of pissed him off at some point. It doesn't mean you did anything to deserve this, though. That's what you have to remember overall, is that this is not something you deserved. It doesn't mean you're not worth anyone's time. It means that they went about it in a way that was fucked up. I mean, really, they did something that was fucked up, and they didn't have to do it that way, and they did. So that means something more about them than it does about you. Okay. What it does mean about you is that you need to understand that you deserve better. But I'm just saying. So yeah, I mean, I think they're blaming you, and they think that if you like make them feel better about it, kiss their ass basically, then maybe you guys could have a fresh start. And I don't think you should do that, but I'm just telling you, like, that's what it seems like for me. And it's going to be up to you whether or not you want to do that. But yeah, seems unfair. Seems like it doesn't really make sense, does it? So let's see here. Who do we have next? We're on 9. Kira. Right on. I'm glad you're saying that, because that's really cool. That's good. You are too grown for that. We all are, but it's not so easy for some people, you know. But I'm glad you feel that way. I'm glad you're strong like that, because that's awesome. That's good. Right on. I'm happy about that. I'm happy for you about that. Because believe it or not, it's not always easy for people to do something like that. Unfortunately. Okay. So, yes, I've added you to the list, USUI. And we do have Pure Love now. So let's see. Oh, that's right. It was Cashapp, wasn't it? So yeah, Pure Love, I did get that. So Pure Love, what is your question? Can you please repost it and pick a deck, please? And thank you for the donation, by the way, Pure Love. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for coming. Everybody else too. If you haven't already, can you please like this video? I'd really appreciate that. It helps YouTube to kind of see acting. People do like this content, so we're going to show it to more people. So that's kind of what it does. Thank you. I really would appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe, of course, if you feel inclined to do so. Everyone is welcome, and I'm super happy to have you if you do decide to subscribe. Empress of Love, I see you. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Empress of Love. Well, I guess I haven't been on it for a while, so I guess that's probably why. But how you doing? Okay, so you want this one. When will I find my life partner? Any characteristics? Been working. Hell yeah, grinding. Okay. So the pink cards, right? Okay, Pure Love, here's what I'm going to say. You picked 1 first, right? Now, you second guessed when you picked 3, right? You started thinking about it. You didn't really feel it. You felt 1 and then you went, okay, well, wait, what about 3, right? So are you sure you want to go with 3? Sometimes it's better to go with the one we felt first. Just putting it out there. It's up to you, though. Whichever one you want to do, I will do. If you feel a strong connection to 3, we'll go ahead and do that. But just something for you to consider, you know. Oh, Crystal. Okay, thank you. Let's get you going after this one. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I do see you. Crystal as well. Okay, 1. Gotcha. When will I find my life partner? Any characteristics? Okay, let's see. Let's see what we can get for your life partner here. Let's get some characteristics here for this person. Okay, so that's the thing. Life partner. We don't know for sure if you're ever going to have a life partner. By that, do you mean a person you're going to be married to the rest of your life? Is that what we're talking about by life partner? Because I want to look at this in a very, you know, like this is a question, so it's a pretty serious question. So first of all, if we're talking about marriage partner for the rest of our lives, we don't know if you're ever going to have a marriage partner, right? I'm just saying, we just don't know that yet, if that's for sure. So we can't really ask that question. You know what I mean? What we can say is, tell me about the future, love, you know, if I'm gonna, okay, a serious relationship in the future, like the most serious one, I guess. Well, no, because that doesn't mean it's gonna be your life partner, but I don't know. I guess we could say, because I just want to ask this in a way that's very, you know, like a question that can be answered. You know what I mean? Because saying my life partner in the future, it's like we don't know if they're, you know. So what do we need to know basically about any life partner in the future, and anything we need to know about that? Any characteristics you'd like us to know? So this is either a person you meet through friends, mutual friend here, or it's a person who is a friend first, someone you're very close to, or it's a person and you can open up to them. You know, they say you should marry your best friend because that's the person you know best and knows you best. And if you guys can get along that long, then you guys should really be the ones getting married. A lot of times it doesn't happen like that. Sometimes it does, but I don't really see that happening a lot. It seems like it's love first for most people, right? But it does happen. So just something to consider. It could be a friend of yours. And then it could also just be somebody you meet through a friend who has a mutual friend, you know, with this person, who's the mutual friend of this person. And then we could also be talking here about it's more than one person. Maybe it's not at the same time. Maybe there's a couple different people that you're going to have serious relationships with. Let's see. I would say pretty soon, you know, you're going to meet somebody that you're going to have a serious relationship with, because this is something exciting, something new. When you're doing something different and exciting and fresh, like it's something that you're just going for it, you know. It could come along very quickly and it could happen very fast and become, you know, it is an exciting and adventurous kind of experience. But you see the guy's dog, he's on a cliff, and you see his dog is like, what are you doing? Because he's about to jump right off that cliff or walk off of it. He just can't, he's not paying attention to anything else. He's just la da da, you know. So basically, it's kind of saying you may be a bit naive about it. You may not be looking at everything. You know, you may be kind of blind in this situation. So, which makes sense if it's somebody you really, really like. I mean, that happens a lot, but just be careful with that. You know, it could be maybe something that's not a good idea to be so carried away by it to where you're not noticing certain things, or just, you know, going for it when you maybe shouldn't go for it all the way, or so quick, or so, you know. I'm going to put the rest of them away. I know you just saw 10 of Swords. I feel like I have to incorporate that now, but it'll come out again, right, if it's meant to be. So I'm not going to incorporate it yet, but I did see the one that flipped over first was Temperance, and we do have this one as well. So that's Sagittarius here. Doesn't have to be, but that's what that card means. So this is Sag, and this is also talking about somebody who, you know, comes along and wants to date you, basically. They're courting you. They're asking you out. They're sharing, you know, they want to date you. Like they're trying to get to know you, and they're trying to offer you some kind of emotional connection. So it could be a Sagittarius person, which would be from dates, let's see, November 23rd to December 21st. So, yeah, think about that. That's somebody who could be a Sag. It could be a person who's very balanced, or this brings balance to your life or harmony to your life, but it is definitely, I feel like a person you don't know yet, because it's somebody new coming in and offering you something, or maybe for the first time they're offering you something. They haven't offered you something romantic before. To me, it seems like a new person though. And it's very exciting, very adventurous, which is, you know, Sag-like adventurous, right? So that kind of makes some sense here. It could be a friend. Let's see what else we can get out of this. Someone offering you an emotional connection. We have Leo as well. Leo, that's the strength card. So it could be a Leo person as well. Maybe they have Leo in their chart. You're a Sag. Okay, so maybe we're talking about a Leo here. Or another Sag. You know what it says? In astrology, they say the signs, you know, if you're going to go and date the same sign as you, the people that should work out for the best. I feel like, you know, the people that can do that, like Virgo, you know what I mean? What are you going to, like, criticize yourselves to death? I mean, I don't see that working very well, but you see Sagittarius and Aquarius, they say that they can work together pretty well. So it could be another Sag. It could be a Leo as well. Let's see what the strength card is here for. Okay, waiting. So that's another thing that it could be, obviously the strength card. It could be talking about you guys keeping each other strong and like having a lot of, you know, obviously strength in your relationship and in your situation. Whatever's happening, you guys like stick it out together. You make each other feel like you're going to make it through, you know, things like that. But, you know, and even more so because the Seven of Pentacles here, it's talking about a person who's like waiting. So either waiting, we'll look into that a little more, but along with the strength card, it's like you guys are like waiting and able to make it kind of last, I feel like. Let's see what else we're talking about. With the Seven of Pentacles, what do we mean? What are we trying to say? Clarify that for me, please. What are they waiting on? Action forward, making a decision. What is this about here? Since we have an indecisive person they've indicated here, what do we need to know about the Chariot card? That's also the Cancer card there. Yep, of course. So making a decision, this is what this is about. So, all right, let's move this aside. Yeah, yeah, this could be a Leo, it could be a Sag. So, and let's also look at this. They are, I feel like it's going to happen pretty soon because of the Fool card there. But it could be 7, something having to do with 7. Maybe that's what you're waiting for now. Excuse me, sorry. Maybe that's what you've been waiting for, you know, for a while now. Like you've been single for a while, or maybe you haven't, but it seems to me as if this is, you know, you waiting for this to kind of happen. You having to be strong while waiting. You know, it's kind of a lonely experience, but you'll be able to make it happen. You know, it will happen someday. I feel like you do have to choose, though. You have to kind of like take an action. You have to take a direction and choose to go in that direction. You can't just be indecisive when it comes to this person because, you know, it's like take it or leave it now. You know what I mean? It could happen again when you get older in the future, but you want to take it when it's there. I mean, if it's the right thing. Obviously, you don't know that, though. So take a chance with it. You know what I mean? If it feels right, why not? Why limit yourself? This here, though, is saying you've been waiting a long time. So I feel like 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, probably not 7 days, but 7 weeks, 7 months, maybe you've been waiting, maybe 7 years you've been waiting for a person to come along. And I feel like you have to take an action in a direction forward. That's going to lead you to have to make a decision between maybe 2 people, maybe 2 different people here. There could be 2 different people we're talking about here. Like I said in the beginning, 3 of Cups, right? That could be what that's there for. Because you're going to be taking a direction. Again, which direction, which person, which path? Because, you know, in a relationship, you're going to go down a certain path in your life. So which path do I want to go down with this person or that person? You know, and which, you know, I have the power in this. She doesn't know that though. She doesn't know she has the power because she has this blindfold on here. So she's not aware that she has two swords in her hands. For all she knows, it could be like like a little stick. You know, she doesn't know. She doesn't know that these swords, when she slices, it's going to rearrange someone's face. Like it's going to make a change. It's going to matter. You know, it's going to have an impact. And she just doesn't see that because she doesn't know the power that she holds in her hands here. So she's not really aware that whatever decision she does make will be everything to this. You know, it matters. So remember that you do have the power in this situation to make a decision for your life. You know, it's not else has the power to do that but you. So, and they know that because they are waiting for you to make a decision and to go in a certain direction. So I feel like it's going to come down to you basically having to choose between two different people, and it may be hard to do that. So keep that in mind. Try to do the best thing for yourself and for hopefully everyone involved. Hopefully no one gets hurt. Maybe someone will. It's life. I mean, I don't know. These situations happen. I'm not judging you, basically, is what I'm saying. But, you know, it's something that you do have to consider. So think about that. I mean, it could be 7 months, 7 years from now, 7 weeks, maybe the 7th of whatever month we're talking about, any month. But it could happen at any, you know, anything having to do with 7. Like I said, I'm not really perfect with time frames, not very precise. But that's what I do with time frames. It's, you know, whichever number we're coming up with. So keep that in mind. Number 7, it could be 7th season from today, 7 seasons from now, you know, the 7th of the month, 7 years even. So keep that in mind. Okay, pentacles usually are a bit longer. So it could be 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years, 7 seasons. That would be kind of longer. But keep that in mind, the number 7, okay? Let's see if we can get any characteristics for them. Obviously, adventurous, we have that down. You know, exciting, they're going to be passionate, they're going to have fun with you. It's going to be an exciting experience for sure. Which person here is this? Which one? Which characteristics of the person she's going to end up with and end up choosing here? Yeah, so it's interesting. Whoever you choose, you may end up being unhappy with. Either this. You're going to be unhappy with the choice you make, then offer your love to someone else who is not going to be committed to this situation for very long. Or you could offer your love to somebody and not be interested in it for very long, and that kind of makes you sad because you're realizing this is like a thing. Now you're having to be alone again after you just found this person and you made a decision, and now you're not happy with it, so you're gonna have to like make a different decision. It could be that, you know, basically you're here saying, I'm not happy with this. I see though, basically, yeah, you're not happy with this and you're making a decision to be with somebody else, and either that person isn't going to stay committed to you, or you're not going to be very into it for very long. Like you feel like, okay, this is better for me, I'm going to go this way. And then you're like, after a while, you just see that it's really not something you want to really, you know, you don't seem committed to it for very long. Like it gets boring, or it gets old quick, or you just aren't into it anymore like you were before. And it just is, you know, short-lived, like basically aren't committed to it for very long. You get over it basically. So it could be them or you, but maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're coming out of a relationship sad, they meet you and then they don't stay committed to you. Or so I feel like the person that you get with next, or, you know, the most serious relationship, they have a commitment issue here. They don't want to be in one place for very long. You may have to, you know, think about that and consider that, you know, if you want to deal with that or not. When the time comes, obviously you'll know, because it'll be obvious that they have a commitment issue. That's going to be one of the things about them. But, you know, that's something you're going to have to decide. Do I want to keep this in my life for my own stability? And you're going to be making a decision very quickly for my own stability, making a decision very quickly for your own happiness. So I feel like whatever happens in this, it kind of seems like you have a bad hand here. But it's interesting because you do have a lot of power, remember, and also at the end of the day, you're going to want to make yourself happy. You're going to do what you need to do to make yourself happy. And if you feel like this is not something that you want to be involved in, you won't do it. And if you feel like it's something that you can, you know, remember the strength card. If you have the strength to get through it with this person, and, you know, because this isn't you alone here. This is a family. This is your loved ones. This is people around you, maybe even children. So maybe you guys will stick it out if you decide, hey, this is the best thing for my happiness, and I'm going to do what I need to do to make it happen. Then okay, you can make that happen. It's really up to you. And you guys, that goes for everybody. Whatever you decide to do is going to change the outcome of anything. So just know that like if you feel whatever happens at the time, if you feel like what's best for you is to make it work, then that's what you're going to do. If you feel like it's best for you to get away from that person, that's what you're going to do. But what we see here is there's a quick change, there's a quick decision. No one can stop you from it. Focused on your stability, and you're going to be shooting to reach this happiness. So basically you're going to make yourself happy, whatever you need to do that. It's just when this time comes, you'll know what it is, but I see you doing that. I don't see you staying in a miserable situation for very long. It seems like you either work with them to make it happen and make it better, or you decide to leave and that is better for you. So either way, I see you, doing what you need to do to keep yourself happy. Keep yourself in a better state of mind than just tolerating bullshit, So that's good. That's what we need to know, basically. You'll do what you need to do for yourself. Whatever you feel is right to make yourself happy and live the life that you feel you deserve to live and all of those things. You won't put up with bullshit, okay? For very long, at least. You're not going to go your whole life miserable with this. So... did we have another donation? I forget what just happened right now. Mariah. Mariah. Who is Mariah? Oh, that's right. Thank you. Crystal did. But who is Mariah on PayPal? Somebody else did too. Mariah. Oh, that's you. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so we have Crystal. Is Crystal here? Okay. Crystal. Crystal, please ask your question and we will get to that. Yeah, the dog does for sure. Will I be marrying Christopher Libra? Will he be the one for me? Okay, great question. And thank you for the donation, Crystal. I do appreciate it. Thank you for everyone that has come tonight too. I've enjoyed this, you guys. I hope you have too. So Crystal, which deck did you want me to use for this question? Up to you, completely up to you, your choice, whatever you want to do. And Buzz, you need to stop. Okay. Oh yes, let's do this too while we're doing this reading. For the wheel, for the next question for the wheel, whoever's here right now, please post your name and or just say here and you know that you want to be added to the list, and we'll start a new list because what will happen is we're going to start, like, since we have less people now than are on the list, I don't want to waste any time, you know. Sometimes we'll be doing the wheel and it won't like a lot of people won't be here when their name's called. So let's just redo this list really quick. If you guys are here and you still want a reading, please post your name or say here, and Jenna will get you down, and then we'll do the list over so that it's like we can clean it up and shave off the loose ends that aren't here anymore, okay? And thank you, Jenna. Okay. So will this Libra named Christopher be the one that you're marrying? Okay, is this a person that you met at work or a person that you met, maybe it's not a person you met at work, but that's kind of what it seems to me like it could be. If not, we're talking about a stable thing here or the opportunity for something to be stable here. So I feel like that's a good thing in regards to your question. Oh, younger fire sign person, or this is talking about an action that's taken too soon. Like without much forethought. Okay, let's see what this is talking about. Talking about this person, what do we need to know about them? What do we need to know about this Libra in regards to her and any relationships that they'll have, they may have, or is this going to be a marriage? What will happen with this person in regards to her being in a relationship with them? Tell me what we need to know. Tell me what we need to know about this person and the relationship that they might have. Tell me what we need to know, okay? Okay. So at the bottom of the deck here, we have the 8 of Swords. We have the 8 of Swords. Is that indicating a person who feels stuck, like their hands are tied, like they are in a situation, right? They're in a situation here that they cannot really get out of, and it's uncomfortable. The thing is, they don't really know. Like, here's what's beautiful about the 8 of Swords. It looks, at a glance, it looks like, no, that's nothing is good about that. You know, like I'm stuck. But no, she is blindfolded, and she has her hands tied. So she feels like her hands are tied. Okay, makes sense. The swords around her are just sticking up in the ground. They're not stopping her from anything. And her ankles are not tied up either, so her ankles aren't stopping her from anything. She can walk away. The swords are mental energy. This is what you think. This is what you are, you know, this is how you, not feel, it's think. This is what you think it is, you know? And so to you, it's very real. It's reality for you. So I don't want to invalidate that reality. That's how you feel it is. That's what it is to you. So it's very real to you. But the thing is, it really is just in your head. That's what it's saying. It's in your head that you're stuck. You can walk away and you can get out of this. It's just that you don't see that right now because you have this blindfold on. So you don't know that you can walk away. Scary situation. But know that once you realize that you do have the ability to walk away and just get out of it, you will be able to do that. So don't ever think that you're like full on stuck. You're really not. You can just walk away. Even if it hurts, even if it seems difficult, you can actually walk away. You can get out of it. So whatever that's talking about, maybe we're coming from a place of you feel this and then this whole situation takes place with this person. Maybe we're talking about in the midst of this. Yeah, I think it's at the outset. So basically, I think before you meet this person, you feel kind of stuck in your life. Then, you know, we have the situation here where this relationship with this person, it seems a bit quick. It seems like the most stable thing for you, though, at the time. Maybe you really feel like, yeah, it's stable for me. You know, it seems like a good opportunity for me to take. And it happens, it takes off very quickly. You care about each other a lot. There's a lot of nurturing. You know, this person and you reunite. Maybe there's a bit of distance at some point. And something comes to light here. Either that or you feel very good in that energy. It feels like it's the right thing for you. And then you're headed forward in this direction. I feel like you guys will be in a relationship. For some reason, there's reuniting here. So what is this talking about? Maybe they have to go and travel somewhere for work or something. Or maybe since we're talking about the Pentacles here, we're talking about, you know, reuniting with more stability. And the King of Pentacles is really talking about like material stability, like somebody who has a lot of stuff and they feel very comfortable with that stuff. Sometimes it can mean there's like too much focus on material items rather than like, you know, how we are connecting with each other or whatever the case may be in this situation. It's basically saying that you have stuff, but is that going to be enough? We just don't know. But that's what it's letting us know, is that basically, you know, this person, they could be reuniting with the fact that they feel more stable now. They have more money, more stuff, and that's a big focus for them. Or, you know, maybe they're reuniting with you because they had to leave for work for some reason. But we have reuniting here. So like reuniting with either the past, how they felt very secure, or, you know, with a dream they had to feel secure and now they're feeling that because they have this opportunity for stability and they're taking it. Then that leads to more stability, money, stuff, you know. Indecisiveness though, so maybe it took a while to get there. It took them a long time because they had to make some decisions and they had to like be very decisive and they weren't doing that. So this is like your guys' relationship. It's basically saying this person reunites with you after a time. Maybe now they're distant. Maybe they have to work or they're on, you know, some kind of job or assignment or something away from you. Or maybe they're just having to be focused on that right now. And then they come and reunite with you. So let's see what this the Sun card's here for, because we're talking about something that comes out. What do we need to know? Something that comes out. And it's in a very straightforward and even cold way it comes out. So you're having some realization and it hits you hard. It's not something you can avoid anymore. So let's see what this is talking about here. What is this? What is the Sun card here for mixed with the King of Swords? What are we talking about? What's coming out here? I feel like too, it's something you made a hasty decision here with the Page of Wands. You made a decision without really thinking it through, and so then something comes to light, and it's very straightforward, and it kind of maybe even a bit hurtful because of how straightforward it is, and a bit shocking there with the Sun. Like it's something that was in the dark before, now it's in the light for whatever reason, right? It doesn't mean that you it was hidden from you, but in a way it was. Maybe that goes along with the Eight of Swords here. It was hidden from you, but only because you weren't really seeing it yourself, because you were blindfolded, because maybe love is blind. You know, it's kind of like it was there, but you just weren't seeing it. You know what I mean? So now it's clear. Now it can't hide from you. And it's very like straightforward and cutthroat. There's no emotions to it. It's just this is what it is. So it could hurt, but let's see what we're talking about. Okay, I feel like it's something that it's gonna be good for you though. It's gonna be good that you know this now. You're gonna feel like you still are winning, like you're not like it's a competition, but not even winning against this person, but just like you're on top still, you're still good, you know, it's not hitting you too hard. It's better that you were told in a way that was very straightforward. It's kind of like maybe you knew the whole time, but now it's just a confirmation, but you already knew that, so you're good. Based on a decision having to be made. So yeah, a decision having to be made. Maybe it has to do with work or stability. So maybe this person had to make a decision like you or work, you know, you in this relationship or like focus on my stability. So once they get this stability, that's when they're reuniting. That's when they chose work apparently. Then they're going to choose you and they're going to say, well, look, you know, I chose work because I wanted to make sure we are stable, but here I am again. So let's make this happen, you know, and it's a hasty decision that I think for you, you fell for this person, then they had to leave or something like that. Maybe they had to take some distance. They had to do some work, you know, keep themselves stable, and then they reunited. You felt like it was a bad decision though. You might have regretted it at first, but then you're seeing now and it's better for you because they made a decision, right? So, okay, so what do we have? What else do we have here? What do we need to know about this person as a longtime partner? I feel like they're going to take some distance, and that may be very hurtful at the time, but then they'll come back around and let you know, like, this was just to keep myself stable. I had to make sure I had something to offer you in the future, you know? I had to offer you something or offer some kind of stability for us. I couldn't just be a bum. I had to go and make it happen for myself so we could do this. So that's kind of cool. That kind of makes me feel like that is a person that should be marriage material for you, like someone who actually did something for the sake of the relationship stability. You know, I don't even know if that really happens in real life, but that's what I'm seeing here. Seems like a movie, huh? Yeah, so there's the stability, the focus on it. Yeah, working hard. I feel like this is a relationship where you guys both are able to work hard. Yeah, I mean, I think in regards to your question, at least it seems like it could be a relationship that you guys are working very hard to make it happen. Are you okay? You look like you're crying. You work very hard to make things happen. You work very hard in general. So it's like you are willing to put out work to make things run smooth. And I feel like that's what partnerships need, that kind of a thing. They need two people working and putting effort to make it happen. So I feel like you guys really could kind of go far with this. I mean, it just depends what you guys are working hard at. But I feel like if this is talking about your relationship, then yeah, you know, this is something that you are able to do. So that's cool. That's awesome. Maybe right now or whenever this happens, maybe when this person does leave, you feel stuck and you feel like you can't see it any other way. You just see it like that. You can't see like maybe they're doing this for us. Maybe they don't really explain that very much. You know, maybe they just kind of go off. And so you feel kind of stuck. And then, you know, so your blindfold's on, you can't see it for what it is. And when they come back around and kind of let you know, like, this is why I had to do this. It doesn't have to be exactly that story, but that's just like an example of what, you know, something to where they leave, come back, and things are stable and they didn't like mean to hurt you, but they did. And then you're seeing now like, okay, this is better. Like now I see why this happened and it's clear to me now. And it's actually a really good thing that it is clear to me now, because before I was not seeing that, but it's okay because everything's good. You know, it's not like a bad thing. I'm glad I understand it now, you know, and I feel like they're going to come through. I feel like they could really make it work with you if you guys are both willing to put in that effort. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. It looks like you guys are a relationship that does put out effort to make things happen and make, you know, work together to make things run smooth. So good. Yeah, I see them with you for a long-term period, you know, whether or not it's marriage, you know, or just a long-term, you know, partnership, whatever you are trying to do, it seems like it's a serious relationship that could actually make it through the test of time. You know, stand the test of time, which is good. That's kind of what we want, right? We don't want like a 3-month marriage. We want like a long-term partnership that works and people are committed and they know how to like stay together and work together. And, you know, it doesn't always happen like that, does it? It doesn't always work that way, does it? It's actually pretty hard to make that happen, apparently, in this world, right? So good for you. Good for you guys. Mm-hmm. So this list. Okay. Yeah, I asked Jenna to make a new list for the people that were there at the time. So if you want to be added to the list, we can do that. But the reason that you're not on the list now would be because a second ago when I asked for the people who are here to name themselves, you probably were not here at that time. So that's why. Mama Lena. Okay. All right, perfect. So we got everyone in Google. You are on the list. Don't worry about that. Okay. I have Google, Lena, Mama, Himadri, Priscilla, Destiny, Kritika, Rui, Kushi, or Kushi, Blair, Danny, Empress, Kira, Jenna, and Shinchi, or Shinchi. I don't know. But you know who you are, right? So, yeah. Good. Okay, Sahu. All right, Sahu, you're on the list as well. So let's get rolling. Jenna! Woo! Jenna! Girl, were you wet? Are you here? I know you're here, but past life, yeah, sure. Yes, let's do it. Okay, so past life for Jenna here. What do we need to know about how her past life is affecting her current life? What do we need to know about how her past life is affecting her current life? How is Jenna's past life affecting her current life? This is Jenna, you guys. You know her very well. Wonderful moderator. Everyone say, thank you, Jenna. We love you. We missed you, and we love you. She's amazing. She's the best. If you have a channel, ask her to moderate for you because she's the best. Simply the best. So just to let you know, that's Jenna. So let's see. What's Jenna's past life? How is it affecting her current life? How is Jenna's past life affecting her current life now? What do we need to... Okay. Yeah. So scratch that. Oh. That's funny because it said weird. Okay, one of these cards that fell out, like all these cards that fell out right now, I saw one that said lost at sea, right? I just saw that and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put it back in. And right now, the one that fell into my lap, the one that I'm gonna go with, death, hypothermia, and location Oceania. Isn't that weird? Lost at sea. Okay, that's weird to me. So lost at sea, apparently was for a reason, you know? Weird. There you go. Oh, swindled. Interesting. Okay, so somebody, yeah, okay. So someone kind of got one over on you and you died because of it. Seemingly. What was that one on the ground that fell right now? Accident. Trauma. Well, swindled doesn't really sound like too much of an accident, but we'll look into this, okay? I'll show you these cards too at the end, so don't worry. Give us another archetype, please. What do we need to know about Jenna's past life and how it's affecting her current life? What does she need to know? Fuck. Perpetrator. Jenna's the perpetrator. Just kidding. Okay. Okay. How is Jenna's? These cards are super slippery and hard to like hold in your hand, so they just all fell out. But oh, yep, like that. So, let's shuffle again. Let's shuffle a couple more. We'll get a couple more here. Tell me about how her past life is affecting her current life, and what do we need to know? How's her past life affecting her current life here? Guilty conscience is the trauma. Give us one more for Jenna, please. Oh, thank you. Okay, we got two more. Deposer and slave or concubine. Love. Interesting. It came out like this, but you know, this one's more on the top. So we're going to go with deposer or I don't know exactly what that's about, but and this one came out on the side too, but it's basically perpetrator. So we're going to go with that. Now let's see. Ooh, look at this pretty green on this card. It's not a pretty green. I don't know if you can see it like I can, but it's like super pretty. I think that's like, these cards are so pretty and cute and I love them. This isn't your card. I just saw that green and I was like, holy shit, that's really pretty. So I just want to share that with you. Okay, so let's get to this. Accident, trauma, hypothermia, death. Accident, trauma, death, hypothermia, location, Oceania. And remember, we had lost at sea. swindled. So swindler is the card. Swindler. And you landed on swindled, so you got swindled from the swindler. You were swindled. So then we have perpetrator. The card is injustice. You got perpetrator. We landed on trauma, guilty conscience. For government, we landed on deposer. And we landed on love, and we got slave or concubine. Okay. Let's get one more and ask for your identity, because that helps a lot. Can we get Jenna's identity in this past life that we're talking about here? Can we get her identity in this past life that we're talking about here that you're bringing to our attention? Thank you. That one flew out too. It was all like, just like kind of slammed down. It was like this one. Okay. Identity, androgynous. Androgynous. So either you were hermaphrodite, or it's saying basically you don't have an identity, like you were maybe transgender, or you were you didn't non-binary or whatever they call it, right? Sorry, not to be rude, but just I think that's you didn't have, you were both. So androgynous. You're both. So that's interesting. I didn't even know they had that option in this deck, but that's cool, I guess. I mean, how do we look at that? Okay. So let's connect these. We had lost at sea, accident, trauma. It could have been, it could have been that it was an accident for you. You didn't, but you were swindled, so it wasn't really an accident. We'll look up swindled, though, because we need to kind of know more about what that card means. It means more as you look into it, So let's see. It'd really help if I had the book, huh? But this works too. All right. So swindler. Wow, isn't that weird? Look at this. Because the first one on here on swindler is perpetrator. Because if you look at this card, I had to make sense of that for a second. If you look at this card, look. Swindled, right? But on the bottom, or at the top, basically, because that's swindler. And at the top here of swindler, it says perpetrator. But you, for this part, you got swindled. But then down here, you got perpetrator. It's for a different card, but isn't that interesting? Perpetrator, again. And this time you're the perpetrator in this part. So, but first we have swindled. Oops, we have swindler, we have swindled. So, in a past life, okay, In a past life, you may have been cheated or robbed. Likely, you never saw it coming. It was an accident, right? On your part. Not on their part, but likely you never saw it coming. If the person who cheated you was someone you loved, the experience might have left you feeling confused or traumatized. Archetype says, do you feel misled, blindsided, or cheated by someone? Has being deceived or conned in the past left you with lingering insecurities when it comes to trusting others? If so, what do you think you could do to help yourself heal and move forward? Wow. With your last person, Jenna, when you guys went to that castle, was that like near water? Was that like near the ocean or something, or like some kind of water? Yes, the castle was on water. Just taking note of that, you know? Hypothermia, Oceania, accident, trauma. Yeah. Swindle. I don't know. Just saying. It was Heart Island. Wow. Okay. Then here we have the government, right? So androgynous, so I'm trying to piece this together because I'm thinking, what does androgynous come out here for? Well, I guess this came out last. It's not right here. My bad. It's just what we did last. So I was going to incorporate that, but I feel like now it doesn't have to be in that order. So that makes things easier. So the whole time it's androgynous. So it's, okay, we have this accident trauma. We'll look into that too. Like we'll look into the trauma section because it'll explain more kind of about that. Let's look into government. Okay, deposer. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Remember what I said about vowels? It might, my E might be a bit off, however it's said. I'm not sure. But okay. In a past life, you may have sought to overthrow a leader, either through violent or nonviolent means. Perhaps you did not like what this leader stood for, or you may have wanted the position for yourself. If the latter, you may have held a claim to the same title. Oh, okay. So you wanted someone's position. Wait, what does that mean? You held a claim to the same title. Like you wanted someone else's position, and you held a claim to it. What does that mean? Like if it was that you wanted the other person's position, you held a claim to their title. Held a claim. I'm not sure what that means, but archetype. You might believe that Big Brother is abusing his power and needs to be deposed. Or you might think you can do a better job at leading or being a role model for others than a current boss, parent, or other authority figure you know. You may even seek to usurp their role. See my vowels? It might be wrong with that word too, but so wow. It's kind of like you're seeing it as like you can take responsibility better than this person can. You can make things happen better. Guilty conscience. And then you think, okay, maybe I can do this. Because here's guilty conscience, and then you're like, I need to change this. But this person's not doing it right. I need to change it. Maybe I need to change it because I have a guilty conscience about it. Maybe we're talking about kids here or something that you're like wanting to do this for, to be a better role model to them. Maybe you don't want people to be swindled like you were. Maybe this is talking about, it's saying androgynous because maybe it's talking about like you're a role model for men and women. You're not just like You know, you're not just like, oh, I want women to like, I want to do this for women to know, or I want to do this for men to know, I want to do this for both, like I want to do this for people in general. No, hold a claim. It's two different words. Hold a claim to the, but, so yeah, we could be talking about here, like you're doing this for all of humanity, not just like a certain, like not just like for women or for men, like, like man power, like for like all for, what I mean? Like you're not just going for one, it's like kind of for everyone. And you feel like you can be a better role model because you weren't taught these things. So you're like, now I need to teach these things. Now let's see what injustice is in perpetrator. Okay. In a previous life, some questionable action you took may have unjustly upset a person's life or their sense of security or reputation. Okay, the archetype says, where have you betrayed someone through lying to them, cheating them, being unfaithful, or making them a source of gossip? Why do you think you did this? If not applicable, where might you be betraying or sabotaging yourself? So maybe this happened to you. You were swindled, and then you said, screw it. I'm just going to do that to other people. It seems easy enough, right? It happened to me easily. And then you're like, you feel guilty about that. So you want to like do something about that. You want to change the world instead of doing it like you realize like, okay, people being swindled have a kind of not predisposition, but they have like this a weakness almost, like they might actually turn into people like that because they don't have the right information, or they don't think like they can be any different, or they just say screw it, they don't believe that people are good anymore, so they change into that person, and that's not good because then we have a bunch of bad people running around, because this happens a lot, so it's like if everyone just turned into that person, we'd have a really, really shitty world, which in some ways we kind of already do because of the people that are like that. But so maybe you want to change that. You want to give more information out there. You want to be a better role model about this for all people, just to say, look, it's not just a woman thing. It's not just a man thing. It's a people thing. Like we got to respect each other, and whatever you're trying to push and whatever message you're trying to like, model to people so that people cannot be like this. So I feel like, yeah, you become that guilty conscience though. You don't want to become that. It doesn't feel good. So you realize, okay, I have to do something about this. I have to get my word out there. I have to make people know this, and slave or concubine. So that's interesting. You want to do better for the world, and you end up with somebody who kind of like holds you and makes you do things that you don't probably really want to do. That sucks. That's an injustice if you ask me, but maybe we're talking about here because perpetrator. Maybe we're talking about here like you feel like, I'm not trying to laugh, but it's like, when you get swindled here, then you feel like, maybe how are you cheating yourself? Then it's like you feel guilty about that. You feel like, why do I feel guilty? I want to make a change. Like I feel like overall though, whatever this is talking about, like overall these messages, it's saying at the end of it, you're like wanting to do something about it so that other people don't have to go through it, because the guilty conscience, and just because you want to make this change here in the world, you want to be that model to do that. So you kind of had to go through some shit in order to understand that, So maybe it's kind of like now you want to be a psychologist, right? You've been through some shit, or you just have like, maybe this is why you want to be a psychologist, right? Because you, in your past life, you had been through some shit, and you did this in a past life. You really, or at least you tried to. We don't know if it happened or not, but you tried to do this. You thought you were a better role model than someone else who was in power. So, or who was in authority. So now in this life, you're kind of like, you have that still, that lingering, feeling of like, you feel bad for people, and for all people, you want to help them, because like some people can turn bad and they don't have to, because they just need the right help. So you want to be an authority in that way. So slave or concubine though, I feel like, what is it that you want to help other people but you don't help yourself enough, or you see it as like you're not, like you can be an authority for others but you can't really do the same for yourself. Like, so you're a slave to someone in love, or you're like, basically, yeah, like too giving or over giving. That's a good word. That's a better word for it. So yeah, I mean, I would check that for sure. But overall, I see how that connects. It seems like something happened with water, though, too. Death, hypothermia. Maybe we're talking about something cold, accident, trauma, something cold. Has anything ever happened to you with water? Like, like when you were a kid or something? Or have you been afraid of drowning or something like that? Because I'm afraid of like fire. Like I feel like one day I'm gonna like die in a fire. Like I don't really think that, but I mean it's like a worry of like it's a fear that I have. So like, do you have anything like that with water or anything that you don't know where it came from? You know, because could be where it came from. You know. I also have that with water too, but stupid. Well, because we have a lot of sinkholes where I live. Like sinkholes. Do you know what a sinkhole is? It's like the ground just sinks in, and like sometimes they're really big and sometimes they're shallow, but sometimes they're big and like cars fit in them and stuff. And I'm kind of scared of that. I had a dream one time that someone was pulling up. Wait, I think it was Ken that I thought it was in a different car. It was like a small silver car. I think it was him though, but I don't know. This person that I knew like was in a small car, and they just parked. And right when they parked, they fell in, and I was like, "What the?" Like they fell in, like they needed. No, wait, I think it was a girl. I can't remember now. I don't know. Somebody that I knew. Like I had this like vision or thought one day that someone just fell in, and they needed help to get out. You know. And like we couldn't help, like I couldn't help them, and like when by the time help got there, I'm sure they drowned, you know. So like I've just been kind of like scared of that because sinkholes have happened here a lot, and it's just you know, you can't see it coming, it just happens. So it's like scary as hell. Nothing really happened too much with me with water. I can swim, but I'm not a huge fan of it or anything. Like I used to be kind of scared as a kid to swim, but I got over it. Right on. So yeah, I don't know, maybe be careful with water. You know, because you're going to be around, or I mean, not that you're going to be around or go through this, but that's something that's here is there's a death of hypothermia. The location, Oceania, and the trauma, there was an accident. So just be careful. How's it affecting your current life? It could be even that maybe hypothermia means something else. Let's see. Because sometimes the cards kind of mean something that you wouldn't really like put into it yourself. Death, hypothermia. Okay, you may have frozen to death or died from frostbite, gangrene, or hypothermia. Okay, well, pretty straightforward. Okay. So maybe it's saying you're gonna feel like stuck and frozen, like you feel stuck, and like not able to move forward, basically. You know, after a trauma happened, like an accident, like it wasn't necessarily a physical thing. Like something happened to you that was traumatic. You didn't want for it to happen. It just kind of happened to you, and maybe because you were swindled or something, right? And then you feel frozen, like in time, like you feel stuck, and like kind of like you froze to death, or like you can't like move forward or something. You know, maybe that's what it's talking about. Okay, and then let's see, trauma. Oceania. You may have lived in an area that is currently known as part of Oceania, which includes Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea. I don't know how to say that word. You know what I'm saying. Fiji, Solomon Islands, and other proximate island countries. If not on land, you may have lived on a nearby island or in an area that is currently under the ocean. Wow. Okay. That's kind of weird. Okay, let's see. Guilty conscience, trauma. In a past life, you may have suffered trauma due to harm you caused to others or someone you loved. Due to this, you may have struggled with guilt, shame, or other difficult emotions. This harm may have been intentional or accidental. It may have been physical, emotional, or other. Maybe someone died because we have accident, right? Accidental. Hypothermia, death. But then swindled wouldn't really make sense. So maybe you were the perpetrator in this swindling, but you were swindled, it says. So I don't know. Maybe you were swindled. Like this was someone else's doing, but you were like the perpetrator. Like it was kind of you who pushed it, but like you got swindled in that too. Like you thought it was something else happening, and this person kind of swindled you into thinking it was something else, but really you were the one who kind of made this happen and got this person to be in this accident, and maybe somebody died. And so after that, you kind of had a guilty conscience about it. And maybe you went and tried to change laws or something because, you know, and you wanted people to know about being swindled too. You wanted people to get, you know, to get the knowledge about like, look, this can happen to you. It happened to me. This person like manipulated me and someone died because of it. And I feel very guilty now. Now I want to make a change. I want people to be aware of this. You know what I mean? And so slave or concubine. See, that's where I'm like, how did it veer off to like you know, made something positive of this and then became someone's slave? Like someone just, I don't know, saw that in you, saw you were a great person, and then wanted to like manipulate that and then make you like feel like shit. I don't know. So let's see. But yeah, it could be that. It could be that someone died while you were watching them or something, and then, you know, but because you were swindled but you were the perpetrator, you feel guilty about this, so you want to make a change. We have a lot of the same reoccurring kind of like themes here, but in different ways. You know what I mean? So it could be either one or both. Shit. So maybe you didn't die. Maybe this is talking about somebody else died. You were swindled. You didn't know that you were like doing that, but that's what happened. Oh yeah, and then trauma for accident, we have you may have suffered trauma in a past life due to a personal injury or accident, such as a fall, fire, building collapse, or something similar. Okay, so maybe that's what we're talking about with the hypothermia. Maybe, you know, something happened to where a building fell, you were like stuck in like a freezer or like, you know, just something icy. Maybe it was ice outside, snowing, whatever. This can come out in a lot of different ways. But I feel like you weren't the one to die because then you feel guilty and afterwards you're the perpetrator and then or, you know, like there's things that happen after this. So I feel like it wasn't you who died. It may have been someone that you were watching or someone who was with you. Maybe it was kind of your fault. I don't know why that happened. Hey, y'all. Okay. So maybe it thought I wasn't there or something. I don't know. So then we have slave or concubine. So for love, you may have been a sexual slave or concubine in a past life. You may not have been permitted to leave the relationship and may have been expected to perform sexual acts. In some cultures, becoming a concubine was voluntary. Therefore, see other cards to determine if this was traumatic for you. It's hard to say. Because it seems like at the end here you do have a lot of power and you have a lot of like you're making changes in the world, so it doesn't seem like you would be taken over like that. That's why I felt like it was weird, because it's like you're overcoming this and you're like you're taking actions that are changing the world and you're trying to help people, and then someone just takes you over and makes you their slave. So I feel like it kind of was voluntary, you know, like you have a lot of power in this, I feel like. So maybe it's not a traumatic thing for you. Maybe it was you know, a choice. Let's see what time frame this was. Okay, thank you. And then, of course, it lands on domestic abuse love, but we're talking about time frame. Classical antiquity. I'm just looking at the charge. So let's see. Classical antiquity is a period that occurred between approximately 1200 BC and AD 8. This period witnessed the rise of Greco-Roman civilization and the founding of the Roman Empire and the Republic. Notable events that occurred during this period include the rise of the Zhou dynasty in China, the Kingdom of Kush, the Persian Empire, and the Pandyan dynasty of India. It has also witnessed the writing of the Iliad and Odyssey. Not really sure what that is, but the liberation of the Jews by Cyrus the Great, the invention of paper in China. What? I didn't know that. The fall of the Babylonian Empire and Rome's conquest of Greece and Egypt. This period also gave rise to many notable individuals, including Alexander the Great, Buddha, Confucius. Buzz, you're on my cards, bro. Mahavira, founder of Jainism, Cleopatra, Jesus, Caesar, Socrates, I don't know. Socrates or Socrates, no, Socrates, I'm not sure. And Plato. So, first one. So, yeah, that was back then. I'm not really sure what that's telling us about the situation, but it's not, ain't recently. So it could be that maybe this is something that you volunteered to do. It seems to me like you wouldn't, be swindled again. Like it seems like you're overcoming that. And so someone couldn't really, it seems like you had a lot more power at the end of it. Like you learned from it and then you helped others learn from it. So I don't think like anyone took you over really. It seems more like it was a voluntary thing because of that. I don't know. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys, I think that's all we're going to do tonight. Thank you for coming, though. Let me know how you felt about this. Comment below. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you feel like subscribing. And thanks for coming, you guys. I'm really happy that we did this. We're going to do this again tomorrow night, so don't worry. Let's do this again. Come again tomorrow night. Please come and check it out. If you didn't get your question answered tonight, don't worry, because tomorrow we have another chance. And I will see you then. Hopefully I see you guys there, okay? Bye. Have a good night, you guys.